A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Five bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll.
Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a moment, we'll join young Jimmy Collins and his sister Trudy as they leave the gloomy old Wilcox mansion behind them and start down the hill for home. They wouldn't have gone there in the first place if Jimmy hadn't been anxious to get a donation for the antique sale the junior firefighters are putting on. And once they'd stepped inside those dark, cluttered rooms, it was only too easy to believe what people had said about the house, that it was haunted. Well, in a way it was. And we'll find out how in just a minute. Let's go, firefighters. Let's join our two young friends, Trudy and Jimmy Collins, as they hurry away from the old mansion that had made them feel so nervous. You couldn't blame them. It had been kind of scary when old Mrs. Wilcox called them up to the attic. But even if she was a bit peculiar, Mrs. Wilcox had proved willing to help the junior firefighters' antique sale, and Jimmy was sure the rare cup and saucer she'd given them, as well as the ancient snuff box, would bring in a lot of money. In fact, that's what he was thinking about when Trudy suddenly said,
Jimmy, didn't you hear that?
What did you say, Trudy?
Oh, that scream from the haunted house.
Oh, gosh, don't start that again, sis. It was bad enough while we were there.
Listen.
Say, somebody up there is screaming at that.
Oh, let's run, Jimmy. I'm scared.
But that's no ghost. It must be Mrs. Wilcox. Oh, what did I tell you? There she is leaning out the attic window.
Jimmy, did you hear what she said?
I didn't have to. Look, you can see the flames in back of her.
Oh, dear.
Surely Mrs. Wilcox is alone up there in that attic, and it's on fire.
What can we do, Jimmy? What can we do?
Help her, of course. You go down
Oh, but Jimmy, there's nothing we can do to help.
Of course there is, Trudy. All you have to do is keep your head and know what to do. There's a fire alarm box at the corner. Now, do you know how to turn in an alarm?
Well, I think so.
Break the little glass window and pull the lever. Then wait for the trucks. I'm going back up there. And Trudy, run all the way. This is when every minute counts.
A moment later, Trudy has reached the alarm box. And even as she pulls the lever, this miracle of science is tapping out its identity in the Fire Department Telegraph Bureau, the nerve center of all operations. Chief Cody immediately stops talking to the dispatcher, for he knows a moment of quick and decisive action is ahead. The alarm signal is an old story with him, but almost automatically his mind translates the message it is delivering.
7-3, Box 73, corner of Waycross and Burr. Frame houses, but not too many of them. Old mansion on the hill there. I expect engine company... Great blazing blisters. It could be the Wilcox mansion where Trudy and Jimmy went. And Mrs. Collins would never forgive me. I'd better get out there and see that the dispatcher send Tim's outfit as well.
Seconds later, the alarm signal has been channeled to the proper stations, including the rescue company. Almost as if by magic, Tim and his buddies appear through the circular opening in the ceiling, hurtling down the brass pipe. And almost as their feet strike the deep rubber pads on the floor, they're dashing to their positions on the truck. The driver is already there. Tim is thinking,
I don't like this. Good grief, maybe Mom was right to be worried about the kids. This alarm comes from right near where they are. Well, I've got a personal interest in this. All right, let's go, boys. Let's roll!
Meanwhile, Tim's younger brother Jimmy has raced up the stairs to the third-floor attic in the Wilcox mansion. It takes only a glance to see that the closet in which Mrs. Wilcox has stored all those queer, old-fashioned clothes is blazing dangerously.
gosh. It's going to start spreading quick. To the wall and then the ceiling. Are you all right, Mrs. Wilcox?
Yes, help me move this trunk away.
All right. You let me push.
All my wonderful, priceless things stored up here.
That's the trouble. There shouldn't be so much stuff piled up in here. Gosh, you can't move it now. It's too late.
The house is going to burn down. I lose everything.
Well, maybe it won't if we keep our heads. We can't waste time moving any more things now. I don't suppose there's any water pipe up here to the attic.
Oh, no. There's the next floor down in the bathroom.
Well, that's no help right now. We better leave the water to the firemen.
Firemen? They're coming? You called help?
Sure, they'll be here before you know it. Now, you go downstairs.
Oh, no. I'm going to stay right here. Everything that means anything in the world to me is right here in this room.
But it's getting awful hot and smoky.
I don't care. I won't budge an inch.
Well, I can't make you, Mrs. Wilcox, but you will have to get out of the way so I can close that door.
Close the door? We'll suffocate.
Well, that's a chance firemen take if you want to go.
No, and don't you give me orders, young man.
Look, there's a downdraft from that stairway going downstairs. It's pulling smoke and fumes and hot air this way.
I can see that for myself.
But it'll spread the fire downwards. And if you want to save your house, you'll get out of my way, Mrs. Wilcox.
Well, if you really know what you're doing...
I don't know everything, but gosh, I'm a junior firefighter, and you have to know some things to belong.
Good heavens, what do you think you're doing now?
I'm going to take this pole and break that skylight window. Now, you stand to one side like I'm doing.
Oh!
There.
Instead of getting water or something and putting the fire out.
You think we could bring up enough water to do any good?
Oh, well, maybe not. But to smash that window, you must be out of your mind.
Well, firemen don't bust things up for no reason, Mrs. Wilcox. Look at how the smoke and hot air is being pulled up through that broken window already.
Why, I do believe it is.
My brother Tim calls that ventilation. Instead of spreading all over the place, now the fire's being pulled up in just this one spot.
But it's spreading up the walls or the eaves.
Well, gee whiz, it's better to keep it up here on the roof than spreading all down through your house.
Oh, if only those firemen would come, Jimmy.
Oh, they are. You hear that? Boy, is that fast, huh, Mrs. Wilcox?
Will they be in time?
Well, it's just a matter of seconds now. They'll put it out just like that. Oh, don't you worry. Everything's all right. Here, look out this attic window. See? There's the pumper. And that's the engine company. And there's the hook and ladder company now, just turning in.
They've got to hurry and do something.
Oh, my gosh, Mrs. Wilcox, they already have. They attached the hose to that hydrant at the foot of the hill. Didn't you see it unwinding off the truck as it drove in?
Look, 2 men just went in the front door.
Yeah, that's Chief Cody, and my brother Tim was with him. That old fire's as good as ours.
But what are the others doing? Why don't they help them?
They are. Didn't you see him get that ladder around the other side of the house? They'll reach the window, and any minute you'll see a fireman poke his head in, and he'll have a hose, and...
Thank heaven, here they are.
Oh, hiya, Tim. Hello there, Chief Cody.
Might have known we'd find your kid brother in the middle of things, Tim.
Yes, sir. You and the lady keep out of our way, Jimmy. How's it look, Chief Cody?
That chemical extinguisher you've got should do the job, Tim. Let her go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you, Al. Get off that ladder and climb in through the window. Oh, never mind the line for now. Get that axe out of your belt and get ready for work.
Chemicals will take care of this, Chief. How about outside on the roof?
It's a shingle roof. We'll give it a good wetting as soon as you cut down the flame.
Yes, sir.
Now get in there, Al.
He's chopping through the roof. Make him stop.
Now listen, ladies. As far as the eye can tell, your fire's as good as out. But it may have eaten its way in between...
Our fire's under control, Chief.
Oh, good. Report to me downstairs when the men take over on the roof, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Wilcox, you and Jimmy come with me. We'll find Trudy, and the 4 of us will have a little talk.
A few minutes later, Tim Collins joins his young brother and sister in the cluttered living room of the old mansion. Chief Cody is scratching his head and looking very puzzled.
Oh, look, Mrs. Wilcox, fires don't start all by themselves. At least, well, how about it, Tim? Any chance of spontaneous combustion up there?
No possibility, Chief. No oily rags or anything like that up there.
Well, if so, that's about all that's missing. That attic's a fire hazard, Mrs. Wilcox.
That's what Jimmy told her, Chief
Now,
Cody.
you keep out of this, young woman.
No, Jimmy's too excited to think straight. You tell us what happened, Trudy.
Now, Chief Cody, I've already told you what happened. I saw the children to the landing, and then I went back to the attic to sort a few things out.
You say you'd left that lamp there by the closet?
Yes, but not close enough to catch anything on fire. I'm very careful.
But you must have done something careless.
I repeat, sir, I did absolutely nothing. I hadn't been back in the attic 30 seconds. I wasn't anywhere near the closet. But suddenly I heard a peculiar noise, and I turned around to find it ablaze.
I'm sorry, but fires don't just happen out of nowhere. Carelessness, accidents, sometimes set deliberately.
Of course. That's it. The fire was started before I returned to the attic. I just didn't see it till it blazed.
What do you mean?
They came here begging for something for their sale. Talking of fire, too, I might add. Why, that boy can't think of anything else.
What are you getting at?
That closet. It was set on fire. There's no other way. Somehow, just before they left, those children set my house on fire.
Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins look at each other in stunned surprise. Old Mrs. Wilcox is in dead earnest, and a serious charge like this must be quickly disproved. But how? That's the question. To learn what happens next, be sure to listen to our next true-to-life episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Bob Cody will be back to speak to each one of you boys and girls about an important subject. But first, another message of importance to all of you. Now, Chief Bob Cody with the special notice for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
This is Chief Cody back again, boys and girls. You recall a short time ago when I mentioned the first place a fire inspector would go if he came to your house? That's right, the cellar. Well, the second place would be your attic. And see to it that inflammable liquids, turpentine, paints, things like that, are never stored in your attic. Well, that's all for now. Until next time, this is Chief Cody saying so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on this same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll! Let's go! Firefighters!
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is spoon. S-P-O-O-N.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
I thought he was all washed up. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $4,500 for one of our couples.
We invited some school teachers to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mrs. Marion Helber. Her partner is a schoolboy, Mr. Melvin Leon Hunt. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you use every day. Miss Marion Helber, huh?
That's right,
Mrs.
yes.
Mrs. Marion Helber and Mr. Leon Hunt.
That's right.
Mrs. Helber, where are you from?
I was born in Waterloo, Iowa.
Where?
In Waterloo, Iowa.
Oh, I used to play in Waterloo.
Did you?
They have a bridge there connecting the two
That's
different
right,
parts
they
of the
do.
town. Yeah.
And they quarrel about the east and west side of the river?
I
which is
just
better
quarreled
than the
about
two?
the bridge. I didn't quarrel about it. When they froze to death once.
That's right. Very cold place.
I don't blame you for leaving Waterloo. It's a lovely town, and the DeSoto Plymouth dealer in that town is really a fine fellow. I know him very well.
They're all fine.
He lives on the bridge. You know. Now, Mrs. your mother's Helber. Are you mother's little Helber?
Oh, no, it's Helber, B.
Oh, I see. I don't see very well. You'll have to forgive me. Now, I realize it's gauche to ask a woman her age, so I'll be subtle about it. How old are you?
Well, I'll just be just as subtle. I'm 61.
Well, you don't look it.
Thank you.
I thought you were
I
about
don't
48.
see it. Thank you.
Melvin Leon Hunt, huh? How old are you? I guess you'd be around 45, wouldn't you?
11.
11? Well, you don't look a day over 30. Are you sure you're 11?
11 3/4.
That's better. When I ask a question around here, I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Except during election year. Now, you're a school teacher, huh, Mrs. Helber?
I am.
Uh-huh. What grade are you in?
4.
Really? Why, Melvin's only 11 3/4, and look where he is. Melvin, where are you?
B7.
B7?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a vitamin. How long have you been teaching school?
I'm on my 41st year.
Really?
That's right.
You certainly must be sick of apples by this time. What about you, Melvin? Have you got a girlfriend?
Well.
Now, quit beating around the bush, Melvin. What's her name?
Cheryl.
That's a pretty name. How does she spell it?
Don't ask me.
Well, who do you want me to ask? Mrs. Helber?
Yeah.
Could you describe this girl, since you don't know how to spell her name? What does she look like?
Well, she's kind of tall and skinny, and she's got she's blonde.
How much taller than you is she?
A
foot?
No.
Do you contemplate matrimony with this charmer?
What do you mean?
Do you ultimately plan on being betrothed?
No.
Now, what did I say that time?
A dictionary round?
Do you have any hobbies, Melvin?
Well, I have stamp collecting and I like archaeology.
Well, what is that? What's archaeology?
Well, it's studying ancient ruins.
You're not being personal now, are you?
Well, insinuating is what you mean, no.
Mrs. Helber, what does insinuating mean? Well, I've enjoyed this little chat, and Melvin, you're a fine boy, and we expect great things of you someday, but not in school. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $4,500 question. Right now, I'd like everyone to listen to this.
America's most spectacular new car. That's what everybody is saying about the new 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Tomorrow, get acquainted with all of DeSoto's great features. That mighty 160 horsepower Fire Dome V8 engine and full power steering. With power steering, you can actually turn the wheels with one finger, even when the car is at a standstill. Why, parking is as easy as dialing a phone. But DeSoto brings you not just power steering, but full power steering. That means easier, safer driving for you on all kinds of roads, under all conditions, all the time, not just some of the time. And listen to this. DeSoto's full power steering requires not the usual 5 1/2, but only 3 1/2 revolutions of the steering wheel to turn the wheels from one extreme to the other. Think of how much faster and easier it is to turn corners and to park. Remember all these DeSoto advantages before you buy any car that claims to offer you power steering. Only the DeSoto type of power steering is full power steering. So stop in at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and get behind the wheel of the spectacular new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Also see and drive the DeSoto Power Master 6, available in custom and deluxe models. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars. So no matter what price range you may have in mind, you'll find the car you want at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. George, explain the rules, huh?
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions.
We call him Fire Dome. Fire Dome Fenneman.
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $4,500 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected mountains and lakes of the world. Here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you risk?
19.
19. Where is Fujiyama?
Japan.
Japan is right.
You're on your way. You have $39.
Now remember, you're going for $4,500 tonight. How much of the $39 you're going to try?
38.
38.
All right. In what country is Lake Louise?
Canada.
Canada is right.
You now have $77.
76.
All right. Where is Mount Popocatépetl? Popocatépetl.
Mexico.
Mexico is right.
Now you've climbed to $153.
And they say school teachers are underpaid. All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the swag are you going to go for?
150.
Oh,
150.
152. Come on.
152.
52.
Sure.
Where is Mauna Loa?
It's in Hawaiian.
Hawaiian Islands is right.
And you wind up with $305.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Groucho, we have a housewife and a bus driver for you now. They volunteered just before we went on the air. Mr. Irving Maddox and Mrs. May St. Ange meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you use every day. Mrs. May St. Ange and Mr. Maddox. Right?
Right.
Mr. Maddox, where are you from?
Lexington, Missouri.
Isn't that where the Minutemen fought the British?
No.
You're pretty safe in saying that, eh? And Mrs. St. Ange. It sounds like a frozen drink.
Oh, no.
I'll just call you May. That's your first name, isn't
They
it?
call me Grandma May because I have 15 grandchildren. And all the children in the neighborhood call me Grandma May. So you can call me Grandma May.
Okay. Where are you from, Grandma?
Superior, Wisconsin. And we have the largest ore docks in the world there. And we
You
also
have the largest what?
ore docks. They ship ore to and take it down the lake.
Oh, ore docks. Oh.
Ore docks. And then we have a new pipeline
I
there,
thought you
too.
were talking about cattle. Well, how is your ore docks, Grandma?
Oh, they're just fine. We have shipped more tonnage there than any other port in the world.
Well, I'm delighted.
We
that
have a
you-
new pipeline there, too.
You have,
But that makes the city smell. We don't
Yeah,
really
yes.
like it. It's bringing in the money, but we really don't like that
No.
smell.
It
You can't
smells
help
too
it.
rich, huh?
When the money comes, you can't help it. It smells.
This is the walking phonograph needle. How long? I'm afraid to ask her another question.
I'll talk
It
to
may
you.
take about 20 minutes the next question. How long have you been living in California, May?
Oh, we're only tourists. I tell you
Only
what,
tourists?
We're just touring.
We're all tourists in California.
It's so cold at home that we come out here to get the warm weather.
Well, doesn't the ore docks keep you warm in the winter?
Oh, no, they even close up in the winter. It freezes up there.
that
It gets
so?
as low, cold as 40 below, and it costs so much to heat that we can almost live out here for what it just keep us warm up there. We rented our house and let other people freeze in them.
That's a good idea. Huh?
No, that's an idea.
And what, Mr. St. Ange, that's a curious name. Where did you get it?
My husband. He's nice, too.
Is your husband a saint?
Oh, no, he likes to take a drink and chew snuff. He's got beautiful white hair, though. Oh, a lot of white hair.
He chews snuff, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet this snuff chewer?
Well, I was running the... Oh, he's not a snuff chewer, just once in a while. You know.
Just during the day, huh?
I was running an old lady's home, and he came there to paint.
Just a moment.
The walls and ceilings, you know.
You were running an old lady's home?
And he came there to paint.
And he came there to paint?
Mm-hmm.
There were men in this place, too?
Yes, I had 6 men. Because you have to have a man around the house to keep the old ladies contented, you know. They cook for them and they spoil them. You know, you have to have a man around the house to be happy.
How old were these men?
Around over 80. But some of them were pretty peppy.
Did you have a good ball club there?
Oh, no, I'm not a U.S. I used to play
Now, why did you
cards
have
and
these men there for? I don't understand.
Well, they used to run errands for the ladies. They used to
They
go
used to
the...
run errands?
Oh, yeah. Sure, some of them could run. They
This
used
is
to
the
go
only
to
place
the
where they ever
store.
walked errands. Well, it's been very interesting talking to you two, especially you, Mr. Maddox.
What chance does a man have? They're just nice to have around the house.
And yes, they are.
They are. They're nice to have around the house.
May, if you really want to see the country, get yourself a new DeSoto Fire Dome 8.
My sister-in-law up in British Columbia has a new DeSoto, and it's wonderful.
Now, you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $4,500 question.
The school teacher and the schoolboy won $305, and the secret word is spoon.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected locations of United States cities beginning with forts and saints as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? You have $20.
Bet 19.
$19.
Or 1980. Let's bet it. 1980.
Oh.
1980.
All right, and what state is the city of St. Paul?
Oh, Minnesota.
Minnesota is right.
That's a answer.
Well, you're on your way. You have $39.80.
Remember, you're going for $4,500 tonight. How much of the $39? How much of the $39.80 are you going to bet this time?
39.
39. All right, and what state is the city of Fort Wayne?
Indiana.
Indiana. You now have $78.80. How much of this are you going to bet?
78.
In what state is the city of St. Joseph? This city was
Missouri.
Missouri is right.
You now have $156.80.
How much are you going to bet?
156. Okay.
156. In what state is the city of Fort Worth?
Oh,
Texas. Texas is right. Real good. A real shot.
You wind up with $312.80.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have an engaged couple for you now, Groucho. They're very special guests. I think after you've talked to them for a while, you'll find out why I invited them to be on the show tonight. So let's meet them. Miss Rose Aranda and Sergeant Joseph Rodriguez. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you use every day. Pretty cute couple, huh? Let's see, you're engaged and you're very special, eh? Well, I don't know about Joe, but Rose, obviously, you're not the last rose of summer. You look real special. Sergeant Joseph Rodriguez, huh?
That's right.
Where are you from, Joe?
San Bernardino.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
23, You're kind of mild-looking to be a tough Army sergeant. Where are you stationed?
In the ORC headquarters in San Bernardino.
What is that? Is that OXOR? What does ORC stand?
No, that's the Organized Reserve Corps School there in San Bernardino.
Oh, you're in the reserve, eh?
No, I'm on the administrative staff. I do a little stencil cutting, typing, topographical map work. So.
Oh, pretty cushy job you got there, Joe. Where are you working, Rose? Anywhere?
I'm a key punch operator at Norton Air Force Base.
How did you meet the sergeant here?
Well, he belongs to the YMCA, and his wife, extended an invitation to our club.
Well, why did his wife extend an invitation?
Well, they were going on a snow party.
Well, what's a snow party? Is that when nobody shows up? You know, the guy says snow party, nobody shows up.
No, you go tobogganing and you have lots of fun in the snow.
Oh. Well, what kind of club did you belong to?
Oh, it was a social club. It had no name or purpose.
No purpose, eh? I bet by now every girl in that club is married to some member of the YMCA. Rose, how did you feel about Joe after the first date?
I was a little nervous. On the way back, we stopped at a coffee shop, and we ordered some coffee, and I poured about 10 spoons of sugar in my cup of coffee.
You said spoon, that's the secret word, so you and your boyfriend over here each win $50.
Thank you.
Now, what did you say? You poured, 10 spoons full of sugar in your...
Cup of coffee, yes.
Why did you...
Well,
did you have a lump in your throat, or...
No, I was so nervous I just kept pouring it on.
Joe, was that true? She was pouring it on?
Pouring the sugar in a cup of coffee.
Oh, I see. Joe, after you're married, who's going to be the boss?
Well, I believe in every family there should be a first sergeant to run the company.
You may be the first sergeant, but the company commander is going to be a Rose. And in a pretty nice vase, too. Now, Joe, Fenneman says you two are special guests. Why is that? Is it because you're an Army sergeant?
No, I don't believe so.
There's nothing special about an Army sergeant unless you happen to be a private. George Fenneman, come in here. You told me there was something special about this couple. What is it? Obviously, they're not going to tell me.
Well, Groucho, Sergeant Rodriguez has been awarded the nation's highest military decoration, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Well, I don't have to tell you, Sergeant, how honored we are to have you here with us tonight.
And Groucho, the Army Major...
But I will tell you, we are honored to have you here.
Thank you.
Keep out of this, Fenneman.
The Army Major, Groucho, that first told me about Joe, gave me this citation which explains exactly what he did.
Would you like to hear this? Sergeant Joseph C. Rodriguez, then Private First Class, was participating in an attack against a fanatical hostile force occupying well-fortified positions on rugged commanding terrain near Munyeori, Korea, on the 21st of May, 1951, when his squad's advance was halted by a withering barrage of automatic weapons from 5 emplacements, together with grenades, which the enemy rolled down the hill toward the advancing troops. Fully aware of the odds against him, Sergeant Rodriguez leaped to his feet, dashed 60 yards up the fire-swept slope, and after lobbing grenades into the first foxhole, ran around the left flank, silenced an automatic weapon with 2 grenades, and continued his whirlwind assault to the top of the peak, wiping out 2 more foxholes, and then, reaching the right flank, he tossed grenades into the remaining emplacement, destroying the gun and annihilating its crew. As a result of his incredible display of valor, the defense of the opposition was broken, the enemy routed, and the strategic stronghold secured. Well, give me that again. Now give him a good kick. If you don't win any money here tonight, it won't be my fault, Sergeant. Well, Joe, that's the most amazing thing I ever heard of. You're just the new Sergeant York, aren't you? There's just one thing I'd like to know. When you were running through all that lead, what were you thinking about?
Well, I wasn't thinking. I was just mad, I guess.
You wiped out a whole army just because you got mad? Joe, if I said anything tonight here that you... If I said anything that you resent, I was just being facetious. What are your plans for the future, Joe?
Well, I hope to make a career in the Army.
Well, I'm sure glad you're on our side. And Rose, take good care of this fella, and my advice is don't ever make him mad. He's liable to wipe out Los Angeles. Well, you're a fine couple, and I'm sure you're going to have many happy and handsome and bright and brave children. All right, now let's play You Bet Your Life. Joe, that's one game you have already played. And we're certainly happy that you won. This will probably seem pretty tame after that, but here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You have to run your $20 no more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $4,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The housewife and the bus driver lead with $312.80.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected all-time favorites as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Decide on one answer between you. Talk up.
1980.
1980.
All right. Here's your first question for 1980. Give me the title of this song. Play, Jerry. Blue Skies is right.
And you're off to a good start. You have $39.80.
You gave me a heart failure. I thought you were going to blow that. Don't ever do that again, will you? Answer it quicker, will you? I can't stand the suspense. Remember, you're going for 4,000. I'm trying not to be partial here, but remember, you're going for $4,500 tonight. Now let's see if you can identify this one. How much you going to bet? You have $39.80. You see, if I say instead of Fenimore, we can cut his salary.
$39.50.
All right, here we go. Play it, Jerry.
Started.
That's right. Answer him right away, huh?
You're really climbing. You have $79.30.
Here's your third question. How much of the $79.30 you're going to try?
$79.20.
$79.20.
Hello, Black Magic.
Black Magic is right.
You have now climbed to $158.50.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the $158.50 you going to play?
Last chance.
Last chance.
Shoot the word. Shoot the word. Shoot the word.
Are you more scared now than you are going over the
You
top?
bet.
Well, here we go. Play it, Jerry.
Two.
Three for two is right. Good kick.
And here's the news. You wind up with $317, and that means that you, too, get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $4,500 question.
We try to be impartial on the show, but I must say that I was a little prejudiced.
Ever hear somebody say, well, all my car needs is a lubrication job. I suppose I can have that done almost anywhere. Well, it's true. You can get a lubrication job almost anywhere. But to get it done right, take it to a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Here's where you get thorough lubrication to factory specifications. Yet it costs you no more than ordinary lubrication. Imagine, during the life of your car, about 19 grades and kinds of lubricants are used in approximately 54 vital points. Isn't it wise, then, to have experts who know your car do a complete lubrication job, eliminating all guesswork, and thus giving your car added miles of protection? Tomorrow, stop in and tell your DeSoto Plymouth dealer you want a complete lubrication job. See him for any type of service your car may need. His price is reasonable, his service is prompt, and you'll get courteous treatment, too. Just look for the familiar sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here's the sergeant and his fiancée, Groucho, the winning couple, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $4,500 question.
All right, well, I can't help you with this, Joe. You're on your own now. You're out in the middle of no man's land. Here we go for $4,500. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. And I give you this admonition. If you don't know the answer, take a stab at it and guess something anyhow. During World War II, Hitler and Mussolini had numerous meetings in a historic pass through the Alps. For $4,500, what is the name of this mountain pass that connects Italy and Austria? Now talk it over. What's the answer you kids have decided upon?
I like them come out with is Birch's Garden, but that's a place where they were at.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is Brenner Pass.
Oh, no.
So that means the big question next week will be worth $5,000. Well, you lost the big money, but did pretty well in the quiz. How much did they win, Joe?
So I did $317 in the quiz.
And the secret word?
Yeah, I had the secret word, too.
That gives them a total of $417. Well, it's not. That's a good night for them. Congratulations. And thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $5,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the DeSoto fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Road signs are signs of life. Be sure you heed them. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers Makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen. Our guests, the MGM star Charles Lawton and his charming wife Elsa Lanchester, Jimmy Cash, and Felix Mills and his orchestra. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie.
Gee, that's a swell-looking Christmas tree you got, Gracie.
Oh, isn't it handsome? I picked this tree for sentimental reasons.
You did?
Yes. You see how it's little at the top and spreads out at the bottom?
What's sentimental about it?
It reminds me of you.
Thanks, dear.
Oh, won't it be wonderful, darling, spending another Christmas together?
You bet.
And this year it's got to be a real white one.
A white Christmas?
Yes.
Gracie, it never snows in Hollywood.
Oh, I didn't mean that. But remember the sheets we sent to the laundry 6 months ago?
Oh, they're back.
Yes.
We'll have a white Christmas and a starchy New Year, yeah.
Oh, remember our first Christmas, George? You were dating me then.
Sure, I remember.
You kissed me under the mistletoe. My, you were a fiery lover.
I was?
Yeah. Oh, look. We're under the mistletoe now. How about a kiss?
Oh, Gracie.
Oh, come on. I want to see if your kisses are still fiery.
Okay. Well?
I guess they're not making mistletoe like they used to.
Well, come on. We better get busy and trim the tree.
All right, and then we'll go to the pageant rehearsal.
Pageant rehearsal?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Nigel Bolingbroke is staging a Christmas pageant. I'm the Snow Queen, and you're going to be Santa Claus.
Look, I'm not going to be Santa Claus for that broken-down pool room bum.
But, George, it's a wonderful part. You come down the chimney and put presents in the bottles that are hanging by the fireplace.
Wait a minute. Bottles hanging by the fireplace?
Yeah, liquid stockings.
Oh, I see.
You'll be such a cute little Santa Claus with a pillow stuffed in your coat and a long...
Gracie, I'm not going to be in the pageant.
Well, you're very silly, dear. A talent scout might see you. Why, Lana Turner was discovered just sipping a soda in a drugstore.
Well, maybe Lana Turner had more to offer than I would a Santa Claus.
Oh, I don't know. With a pillow in front of you, you'd have...
Never mind.
Come in.
Greetings, good people. 'Tis I, Bolingbroke.
Oh, hello, Maestro. I was just telling George that we want him to play Santa Claus in our pageant.
Yes, and I turned it down, Cue Ball.
Well, you can't be serious, Burns. What a pageant it will be. The very thought of the first scene warms my heart. As the curtain rises, the stage is crowded with little children. Little tots too young to have an agent, all working for nothing.
Yes, that would warm your heart.
And then, tally-ho! Out upon the stage comes jolly old St. Nick in his sleigh.
Drawn by his faithful reindeer, Dunder and Blitzen, Dancer and Prancer, Comet and Garrett Lydecker.
Comet and Garrett Lydecker?
It's an actor friend of mine. Though reduced to playing a reindeer, he insists upon full billing.
Look, I don't want to have anything to do with this broken-down pageant.
Apparently, Mrs. Burns, we must seek elsewhere for a Santa.
Oh, I've got it. The perfect Santa Claus. Charles Lawton.
Oh, stop.
Well, he's already got a big bundle. All he has to do is move it around to the back.
Gracie, you'll never get a man like Charles Lawton to be in the silly pageant.
Hey, folks, am I interrupting anything?
Not a thing, Bill.
Well, friend Goodwin, I'm so happy to see you. Your arrival is most opportune.
Will $50 be enough?
Don't be crude, my dear fella. I merely wish to proffer you the role of Santa Claus in our Christmas pageant.
Oh, well, you're too late, cue ball. I'm taking Santa's place at the department store Toyland this week.
Oh, really, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll bet it's fun giving the kiddies presents.
Oh, it is, Gracie. You ought to see their little faces light up when they unwrap them and say, "Ooh, look, Sandy gave me a great big bar of Swan."
That's the present.
Well, sure, George. Swan, the new white floating soap, is a present for the whole family because it's 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face, a wonderful soap for bathing the baby, and perfect for dishes and light laundry. 4 swell soaps in one, a great wartime buy.
Well, Bill, what if a little girl asks for a doll?
Oh, Bill has a special bar of Swan that says Mama when you break it in two.
Well, the little girls like to climb up on my lap and have me tell them how to wash the dishes with Swan. I tell them about those long-lasting Swan suds, and I tell them that Swan is so mild and gentle they don't have to worry about rough dish-panty hands.
They like that, huh?
Oh, sure. Fascinates them. Why, yesterday a little girl named Nancy sat in my lap for a half hour.
Well, is she big enough to wash the dishes?
Well, I think so. She's 22.
If Bill won't be our Santa Claus, I better get in touch with Mr. Lawton right away.
Oh, now, Gracie, surely you're not serious about this. Surely you wouldn't bother a great actor like Charles Lawton with the silly pageant? I know I can trust you.
Mama's little dreamer.
Gracie, I want you to promise me that you won't ask him.
Well...
Go on, promise.
All right, I promise.
Good. Now behave yourself while I go down to the cigar store.
Well, I'd better start for Mr. Lawton's house.
Well, Gracie, you just promised George.
I promised I wouldn't ask Mr. Lawton to be Santa Claus.
Yes?
But I didn't promise I wouldn't ask his wife to ask him.
Oh, you're going to talk to Mrs. Lawton, Elsa Lanchester.
Sure. The way to a man's heart is through his wife.
I thought it was through his stomach.
Well, in Mr. Lawton's case, there's a shorter way.
Why, Gracie.
Hello, Elsa.
Come in, dear. It's been ages since I've seen you.
Yes, I guess the last time was at Maggie Ettinger's party.
That's right. Charming affair, wasn't it?
Oh, delightful. She's such a wonderful hostess. Of course, the sandwiches were terribly small.
True, and the cocktails were rather poisonous.
And the flowers on the table were all droopy.
Most of the guests were droopy, too.
Yeah, and Maggie had on the same dress she's worn at the last 3 parties.
The last 4. But it really was a charming party.
Oh, delightful. Well, I better get down to business, Elsa. Do you think Charles would like to play Santa Claus in a Christmas pageant?
Santa Claus?
Yes. It would be a nice change from his movie work, and I know how tiring that can be.
What do you mean?
Well, George and I saw him in a picture not long ago, and I remember saying, George, Charles must be working too hard. He doesn't look well.
What picture was that?
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes, he did look a bit seedy in that one.
But he looked fine as Santa Claus.
Why don't you have George play the part?
Well, I asked him to, but he wouldn't do it.
You mean he refused?
Uh-huh.
But that's ridiculous. It's absurd. After all, he's only a husband.
Well, doesn't Charles ever refuse?
I should say not. He wouldn't dare. Gracie, does George wear the pants in your house?
Well, not so much in the house, but always when he goes out.
I mean, is he boss?
Oh, sure.
You've obviously let him get out of hand. Can't you control him at all?
Well, George was pretty well under control the first few years we were married, but then my mother left.
But, Gracie, the wife must be boss. For example, Charles serves me breakfast in bed. Does George do that?
Oh, no. He makes me come down to the table before he serves mine.
What about closing the windows and turning the heat on in the morning?
Oh, well, I've been doing that recently. It's icy cold in the room when we wake up.
All the more reason why you should make George do it.
Oh, I don't have the heart, Elsa. He lies there and looks at me so pathetically with those two big blue lips.
You're too soft, Gracie. Be like me. Keep Charles under your thumb.
My.
I lay down the law and he obeys it.
Gee.
I crack the whip and he jumps.
Really?
Absolutely. And to prove it, I promise you that Charles will play Santa Claus because I'll order him to play it.
Oh, you're sweet. So full of the real Christmas spirit.
Come on, let's go up to the attic. There's a red flannel nightshirt there that I made him stop wearing. It might do for part of the costume.
Well, why did you make him stop wearing it?
Oh, bad for my nerves. He looked exactly like a burning building.
Well, while the girls were in the attic, Mr. Lawton came home. He just hung up his hat when there was a knock at the door.
Oh, hello. Come on in, George.
Oh, thanks, Charles. Thanks. Say, Charles, I'm looking for Gracie. Is she here?
Why, George, how flattering.
I thought maybe I asked Gracie. I asked Gracie to tell you that for you not to be in her Christmas pageant. I told her not to do it, but I thought maybe she did anyway.
You meant she might have disobeyed you?
Sure.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's absurd. After all, she's only a wife.
Well, doesn't Elsa ever disobey you?
I should say not. She wouldn't dare. You're too soft, George. You let Gracie run over you.
Really?
Certainly. You're the husband. You're entitled to be boss. Who brings the money in your family? Who earns the living? I say you are in rather an awkward spot, aren't you?
Yes, I guess so.
Believe me, I keep Elsa under my thumb.
My.
I lay down the law and she obeys it.
Gee.
I crack the whip and she jumps.
Really?
Absolutely.
You wear the pants around here, huh?
I haven't had them off in 17 years.
Boy, you go out whenever you want to, huh?
Not a question.
Your wife doesn't complain when you have the boys over for poker?
She wouldn't dare.
Well, how does she feel about smoking cigars in the living room?
I'd never let her do it.
No, I mean, can you do it?
I do as I please, and if Elsa so much as raises an eyebrow at me, I turn her across my knee and spank her.
What was that, Charles?
Oh, hello, darling. I didn't know you were home.
Evidently not. Gracie, give me that flannel nightshirt.
Oh, here you are, Elsa.
Charles, take this to your room and sew legs on it. You're going to be Santa Claus.
But
Don't argue with me, fat boy. Go to your room.
Yes, dear.
George Burns, you go and help him.
But, Gracie.
Don't argue with me, skinny boy. Gee, Elsa, this is fun.
Here's our popular young tenor, Jimmy Cash, with Felix Mills in the orchestra, and an old favorite that's coming to the fore again, a ballad called Home. Jimmy?
Evening ever brings to me dreams of days that used to be, memories whisper day is ending. My thoughts are ever wending home. When crickets call, my heart is forever yearning once more to be returning home. When the hills conceal the setting sun, stars begin a peeping one by one. Night covers all, and though fortune may forsake me, sweet dreams will ever take me
Well, Mr. Lawton, so you don't wear the pants in your family after all.
No, George, I confess. I wear the girdle.
I can't believe it. A big guy like you afraid of your wife.
It's a secret I've kept from the whole world. Why, outside of my home, everyone's afraid of me. Policemen tremble when I talk to them. Truck drivers get out of my way. Department store clerks actually wait on me.
But at home, you're a milquetoast.
Yes, it's terrible. I went to a psychoanalyst.
What did he say?
He said, talk back to your wife. Don't be afraid of her. He was a single man.
I guess that. But, Charles, why are you so afraid of Elsa? Does she beat you?
Oh, of course not. That's just the point. She's sweet to me, and I love her. But I want to be boss, and she won't let me.
Say,
I long to be the caveman type. I go to a Humphrey Bogart picture and just sit there and drool.
well, haven't you ever gotten up enough nerve to do anything about it?
Well, once I did lose my temper. Elsa criticized my work.
That got you, huh?
Yeah. So I took off my apron, threw down the broom, and walked out of the house.
You're a tiger. You know...
Come in.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Lawton. I was looking for Gracie. Oh, hello, George.
Hello, Bill. Charles, this is Bill Goodwin.
How do you do?
Well, gee, Mr. Lawton, you don't have to stick your tongue out at me.
That's his lip. He's pouting. He's henpecked.
Ah, go on. Not Charles Lawton. He's too tough. Why, I can still hear him saying, Mr. Christian, come here. Scrub my back with Swan.
I don't recall that.
Well, Charles, you must try it sometime. Swan's not only great for your bath or for bathing the baby, but it's just a soap for dishes and light laundry. Swan's the new white floating soap that's 4 swell soaps in one.
Say, Bill, we're serious. Gracie saw Elsa dominate Charles, and now I'm henpecked, too.
Well, what are you, George, a man or a mouse? Get tough with Gracie. Scare her.
How? Tell her I'll leave her?
No, don't bribe her. Scare her.
Bill.
Listen, I'll tell you how both of you can scare your wife.
How?
Tell him you won't let him bathe the babies with Swan.
What baby?
Well, any babies. Oh. Swan's great for all of them. Doctors recommend it because it's pure as fine Castiles, and it's so mild it's kind even to a little baby's tender skin. Which, incidentally, is a tip-off to the fact that it's swell for your hands and face, your complexion.
Say, Charles, maybe we should try to scare our wives.
You're right. If we're ever going to get the upper hand, now's our chance, while there's a shortage of men.
Right. Now you're talking. Once and for all, end that myth about the better half.
We will.
There's no such thing as a better half. Both halves are equally good.
Sure.
So when you break Swan in two, put half in the kitchen and half in the bathroom.
So long, Bill.
You can put your half in the bathroom for your tub or shower.
Out, Bill.
Or you can put it in the kitchen for the dishes or light laundry.
Out.
George, let's go in there and pin their ears back.
Okay.
We'll show them who's boss.
You said it.
We'll scare the life out of them.
I'll say we will.
You go first.
Well, We better go in together.
You're right. United we stand.
That's the stuff.
Nothing can stop us.
Now you're talking.
We're husbands on the warpath.
That's us.
Let's have a drink first.
That's a good idea. One quick one to give us nerve.
Yes, I'll cut some lemon and put on the teapot.
Oh, never mind that. Let's go in and get this over with.
Right you are. It's now or never.
Sure.
Our wives can't push us around.
I'll say.
Men are meant to be masters, not women.
Right.
Do you think we'd better arm ourselves?
Oh, come on. We're not afraid of them. Remember Captain Bligh.
Very well. Are you with me?
Yes.
Let's go.
Good.
Mrs. Lawton.
Mrs. Burns.
Yes, dear? Yes, dear.
Sit down.
Sit down.
We are sitting.
And stand up.
Stand up.
Charles, what is the meaning
Quiet. We have come to deliver an ultimatum.
Yes. Yes.
Henceforth, we will give the orders, not you. And to start with, we will not play Santa Claus.
That's right.
So you can take this Santa Claus suit and stuff it in the chimney.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My goodness, what happened? Charles must have gotten into my vitamin capsule. Well, Elsa, if we let him get away with this, we're sunk. You're right. They might tell other husbands and organize. Yeah. And men are scarce now, even men like ours. I don't know what to do. I've never seen Charles like this before. Oh, I could handle your husband, but I wouldn't know what to do with George. Oh, George is no problem. Yeah. Say, I have an idea. I'll handle your husband and you handle mine. It's a deal. Mr. Burns, may I see you alone for a moment?
Why, of course, Elsa.
Oh, and Mr. Lawton, I'd like to speak with you.
What is it, Elsa?
Sit down, George. I'll sit here at your feet.
Well, if that's the way you like it,
Your feet have so much character, George. What size are they?
11s.
The best size. There can be no nonsense about a man who has so much of him on the ground.
Look, if you're trying to flatter me into playing Santa Claus,
Oh, no, George. I admire you for refusing. You are so virile, so masterful.
Oh, Charles spoke up, too.
Only because he had your strength to lean on.
Really?
You are strong, aren't you, George?
Well, I'm not exactly a panty waist.
Modest boy. Flex your arm and let me feel your muscle.
Okay. Grab hold.
Go on. Flex it.
It's flexed.
How nice to have smooth muscles that don't make lumps.
Yeah.
Your personality and your gorgeous, resonant voice.
Amos, babe, all by myself.
Oh, you sing, too.
Of course.
Do you ever sing any lighter things, such as Christmas carols?
Oh, sure. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Magnificent, George.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Incredible. You actually seem to have bells that swing back and forth in your throat.
Those are tonsils.
What a pity the world must be robbed of such beauty.
Huh?
If you played Santa Claus and made your entrance singing Jingle Bells, it would be the theatrical event of the century.
Bigger than the Avon Comedy Fall?
I think so. Well, why discuss it? I admire the stand you've taken and you mustn't change it.
Wait a minute. You can't tell me what to do.
I can't?
No. If I want to play Santa Claus, nobody can stop me.
Oh, George, you're so strong. So terribly strong.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells.
And so, Mrs. Burns, if you have any notion of wheedling me into the part of Santa Claus in your moth-eaten pageant, forget it. I won't do it, and that's final.
Then I may as well go?
You may as well.
All right. I won't bother you anymore. May I have a picture of you to take with me?
You women seem to picture me.
Yes, and if it's not too much trouble, please sign it. To Gracie from the greatest actor of all time.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, my dear. But Do you really think I'm the greatest?
Oh, certainly. I've seen lots of actors, but you're head and shoulders and so on and so forth above them all.
Very well, here's your picture.
But you didn't write from the greatest actor of all time.
It's stamped on all my pictures.
Oh, my, you're handsome. I can't understand those silly people who stand in line for hours to see an Errol Flynn movie. I wait until one of your pictures is playing, and then I go right in and pick out the best seat in the house.
I had no idea you were such a devoted admirer.
Oh, I'm not the only one. You know, I saw a revival of Henry VIII not so long ago, and when you played one scene, the whole audience was in tears.
The scene where I was a feeble, broken old man.
No, the scene where you took a big bone with lots of meat on it and threw it to the dogs.
One time, that was considered quite amusing.
I love to hear you deliver lines, Mr. Lawton. Those rich, beautiful sounds come pouring out of you like wine out of a barrel.
Thank you, I think.
Mr. Lawton, I'll bet you could take just any old words and make them sound wonderful. Like, for instance, Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer.
Doesn't Santa Claus say that to his reindeer?
Yes, try it.
Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer. Jove, it does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
But I'm not satisfied. I see Dancer as a more delicate deer than Prancer. Or, how's this? Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer.
Oh, you're cute.
Now, Prancer needs to be polished. I see Prancer as a frisky animal, always kicking up his heels, something like this. Ho Dancer, Ho, 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 Prancer.
Such a great performance should never be heard.
But it shall be heard. I insist that it be heard.
Oh, you're so masterful, Charles. I guess I'll have to give in.
Well, Gracie, your problem is solved. George is in there, and he's agreed to play Santa Claus.
What? Over my dead body?
Well, Gracie, it looks like you're going to have two Santa Clauses for your pageant.
Well, yeah. I think the admission tickets will have to be brown ration stamps.
What for?
Well, won't we be giving the audience the two biggest hams in the world?
George and Gracie will be right back, friends, and meanwhile, I'd like to remind you that because we're all busy these days, every little convenience can be a big help. Like 4-in-1 Swan soap, for instance. You see, one soap, Swan, the new white floating soap, is swell for baby's bath, your own bath and complexion, dishes, and light laundry. Yes, Swan is 4 soaps in one, and a great wartime buy. And now, from the makers of Swan, Christmas greetings to you all. And here again, our radio's ever-loved Mr. and Mrs., George and Gracie.
Say, George, you know who our guest is next week? John Garfield.
Oh, swell.
Oh, that poor boy. He's always been throwing into prison.
Oh, yes. They throw him into prison for $30,000 a week.
Say, do you think we can spring him in time for our show?
I'll talk to his agent. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Our thanks to our guest tonight, Elsa Lanchester, and her husband, Charles Lawton, who appeared with the kind permission of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor musical Thousands Cheer. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your Columbia station again next week, same time, when we'll have as our guest John Garfield. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And now till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I Swan, how about you? And also adding, tomorrow night, don't miss the big radio treat of this year and every year. Lionel Barrymore as Old Scrooge in Charles Dickens' immortal Yuletide story, A Christmas Carol. It'll be broadcast over most of these same stations at this same time tomorrow night. Get the whole family to listen to Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol starring Lionel Barrymore The only time this season that Mr. Barrymore will broadcast this great Christmas story. Good night, everyone.
A full half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus Bud Gruskin and his orchestra, and those famous Delta Rhythm Boys. Let's look in on the home of Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens, better known as the Kingfish and Sapphire. The time is noon. All morning, Sapphire has been cleaning up the house, and as the clock reaches the noon hour, she is about to go in and perform her most difficult and unpleasant job of the day.
George, dear, time to get up. I'll tickle him behind the ear with my finger.
Oh, flies. Get away, flies.
Georgie, dear, open your eyes. I'll run my fingers through his hair.
Don't cut it too short. Just use the clippers on the side.
George, get up. Well, I'll give him the ice water treatment. Where's that pitcher? How do you like this, George Stevens?
Oh, Coney Island. The water's fine. Come on in, everybody. I tell you, Andy, my wife threw me out of the house this morning, and I was sick all night long.
Was you very sick?
Oh, must have been, because I perspired so much. When I woke up, my nightgown, the whole bed soaking wet. Must have been a cold sweat, too. There was some ice cubes in bed.
Well, I'll tell you something, Kingfish. I can't understand women.
I wish somebody would explain them to me. Sapphire told me again today my association with you is the cause of everything.
Well, Sadie Simpson.
What you doing here, Sadie?
Just on my way home. Been shopping in department stores all day. Isn't my dog barking?
Tell me this, Sadie. Is it true that business has fallen off in the stores right now?
I don't know. Something's happened, because them salespeople is getting politer by the minute.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. I asked one of them a question, and you know what? She answered it.
Let me sit down here and rest my feet. My puppies is really barking and yelping with it.
Yeah. Them feet of yours ain't holding up no junior miss, you know.
What you talking about? I want you to know that I stepped on a scale in front of a store today, and the scale read 136.
Now, wait a minute. 130.
Who said I had both feet on there?
Hey, tell me this. What do you really weigh, Sadie?
Well, I did get on the scale with both feet, and I dropped a penny in, and a little card come out.
Yeah, what did it say?
I looked at it, and it said on the card, "Ay, ay, ay."
Well, Sadie, did you hear the news? The Kingfish and Sapphire is at it again.
Kingfish, I just finished talking to your wife, and that's why I stopped by here. When I left her, she was getting ready to write her mama about the way you was acting.
Write her mama? That's a fine thing. If my papa could see how Sapphire treats me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could see how she nags at me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could hear how she always hollering at me, he'd turn over in his grave.
What's the old man buried in, a revolving door?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It must be some way that they can get themselves straightened out.
Look at here. I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
There's a radio program on there that straightens out married couples that have an argument. The man that does it is named John J. McGuire. Why don't you and Sapphire get on the radio and let the man straighten you all out?
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Say, I'll get Sapphire to go on that program with me.
Yeah, that's good. Tell me, Sadie, this program that helps with married life, do the advice straighten out married couples?
Oh, sure. I know a couple that's been back 5 times.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Court of Marital Troubles continues. We present our next case, Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens.
Oh, that's us, Johnny. Come on, Sapphire.
Well, Mrs. Stevens?
It's all her fault, John. It's always nagging.
Just a minute. Let's let Mrs. Stevens speak first.
No.
Go ahead, Mrs. Stevens. What is your marital problem?
Mr. McGuire, my husband is lazy. He's a loafer. He sleeps all the time, and he won't get a job. I can't get him to go to work.
I'm busy working all the time.
Well, maybe your trouble is a financial one. Now, Mr. Stevens, tell me, how much money is left on your weekly paycheck after the government deducts its withholding tax?
After the government, when they start doing that?
You say you have quite a few arguments?
Yeah, but she's just like a mama. She argues all the time.
Now we're getting to the root of it. How soon after your marriage did your mother-in-law come to live with you?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but I'm the only groom in the world that ever carried two women over the threshold. I know that.
That's not true, Mr. McGuire.
Your Honor, the man that said 3 on the match is bad luck ought to try 3 on the honeymoon once. And speaking of honeymoon, I never will forget, the hotel was crowded, so my wife and the mother slept at Niagara Falls, and I slept in Toronto.
Mr. Stevens, your wife seems to blame you for this unhappiness in your household.
That's a prefabrication. That's her fault. That's all her fault.
George Stevens, you're nothing but a low-down...
No names, please.
No names on it.
Mr. Stevens, I personally think that when it comes to being charming, you are decidedly inept.
I'm not inept. I just left as the next guy even after. That's what I am.
And another thing, he associates with a bum called Andy Brown, and he's getting more like Andy every day.
I is not. I'll never be the bum that he is.
I'm awfully sorry, but our radio time is up now. Mr. and Mrs. Stevens, the sponsor of the Court of Marital Troubles, wishes me to present you with their product, this large-sized bottle of Supreme Aspirin. It's free. Here is a year's supply.
Well, the way my wife nags at me, that'll be gone in a week.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Stevens. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, Sapphire, let's get out of here.
I'm going to tell you something.
If I had a glass of water, I'd take 2 or 3 of these Supreme Aspirin right now.
George, I done reached the end of my rope.
Well, now, wait a minute.
I done stood all I can stand. George, this is the end.
Oh, honey.
I ain't fooling. George, I'm going home. I'm going to pack my things, and I'm going back to Mama. I'm through.
Oh, honey. Now, listen, Sapphire.
Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Why can't we sit together and figure whether this is the right thing to do? I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Now listen, George. We were so in love the day love started. Who would think that we would soon be parted?
I just can't believe it's true, Sapphire, dear.
I make this appeal to you. Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Can't we sit together and figure out whether this is the right thing to do?
I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known.
Can't we talk it over, baby, before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Oh, I tell you, Henry, me and my wife ain't getting along at all.
Well, none of us married couples has our little difficulties. Now, my wife has the distinction of possessing a rare combination. She's got a strong will and a stronger left jab.
You got a little of it, too, huh?
Oh, yes. You know, I myself was forced to take out personal household collision insurance.
Sure enough.
And frankly, we just finished one of our little tete-a-tetes, and I don't feel any too strong.
Yeah, you want an aspirin, Henry? I got 5 left.
Well, what seems to be your marital conglomeration, Kingfish?
Well, my wife blames me blames all of it on my association with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
So I done promised her that I'm going to break up with Andy. And that's what I'm waiting for now.
Well, if you've got to lose a friend, Andy's a good one to lose, as I know of.
Oh, I'm going to tell him cold turkey that I don't want to see him no more, don't want to be with him, I don't want to talk to him, just busting up.
Well, Andrew Brown.
Just a stranger I want to see.
Kingfish, I done been to see my lawyer. I'm going to sue you up one side and down the other. I heard that radio program last night. You said I was a bum. And my lawyer say I can sue you on the grounds of information of character.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. How can you do a thing like that to a pal? I just telling Henry here, of all the people in the world that I love, want to be friends with, it's you. Yeah, we got to be lifelong buddies.
So why do you call me a bum? Oh, my lawyer tells me I can get you for slander. I can get you for libel. I'm taking you to court, Kingfish.
Well, now, just a minute. There must be some illegitimate way of settling this out of court. You know, Andy, suing the Kingfish for what he's got doesn't promise very much.
Yeah, suing me ain't going to help you none, old pal. Partner deal, lifelong friends.
But I want to clear the good name of Andrew H. Brown.
Clear your good name. You better get yourself a bottle of ink remover, go down to the police station and pour it on the records if you want to clear yourself.
Calling me a bum. That's fringing on my character. That's personal.
I'll call you a bum. You can't sue me for that. That information's in public domain. Don't tell me what it is.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, call me a bum standing on a corner is one thing. But it's something else when you say it on the radio and I get to be a nationwide bum.
Well, now, listen. That program that you was on, Kingfish, is only local. The information is only broadcast here in the community where we live.
Yeah, that's right, Andy.
Oh, well, that's all right then. The only people that hear that is my friends around here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing nationwide about you. You was a local bum. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now, that put a different angle on the thing.
Well, I'm glad to know your difficulties are straightened out. I'll see you later. Goodbye, boys.
So long, so long. Andy, ain't no use tell you about it, but my wife's liable to leave me.
Well, ain't it something that you can do, buddy?
Yeah, I wish I could get some help somewhere.
Well, hiya, Shorty.
Come in, Shorty.
Well, look who's... I'm glad to see you. But cook... Hiya, boys.
Shorty, something is going to happen. The Kingfisher's wife is going to leave him.
Oh, congratulations, Kingfish.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Shorty. She nags at me. She argues with me. She beats me. But I don't want her to leave me.
She beats you and you don't want her to leave? Kingfish, you ought to be psychoalkalized.
No, I tell you, Shorty, I was really worried about her leaving him.
You know something? I was engaged to a gal once, and we were splitting her. And then she sent me a book for me to read so I would understand the woman's side of it.
What was the name of the book?
Miracles with Mink.
Did you give her some fur?
Oh, yeah. I sent her a fur scarf.
Mink?
No.
Leopard?
No.
Bobcat?
Clothes. Alley.
Well, the Kingfish don't know what to do to keep his wife from leaving him, Shorty.
Yeah, well, Kingfish, you ought to send your wife flowers.
Flowers? But, Shorty, she's still living.
Oh, Kingfish, what you talking about? You got it all wrong. A husband don't have to wait till his wife is dead to send her flowers.
He don't, huh?
Oh, no. You can send them to her when she's sick in the hospital.
Shorty, you has got an idea. I'm going to take her some flowers. I'll take her candy, too. I'll take her both of them at the same time. Oh, let's see. How can I get that money now? Where? I'll get that money some way, though.
After that, you won't have a worry in the world.
Well, there is one little thing that worries me, Shorty. My pal Andy here is mad with me because I said something about him on the radio.
Oh, who listens to the radio? Nobody will hear that. That'll never be heard by a soul.
Oh, good. So long, Shorty.
So long, Kingfish.
So long, Shorty.
So long, bum.
Well, here's the flowers and candy, costing me $2.75. Leave I'll hide them behind the sofa, and then get her to come in the parlor, and then I'll surprise her with them. Yeah, I'll put them right back here. Oh, Sapphire, dear.
Oh, hello, George. I didn't know you was home.
Honey, I got a surprise for you.
George, what happened to that $2.06 I had hid in the sugar bowl?
Oh, well,
George, you got a guilty look on your face, and I know you took it. That money was to buy food for the night's supper. If you spend it for anything else...
No, honey, no. That's just what I spent it for, food for the night's supper.
Oh. Well, what is we going to have for supper, George?
Chocolate chrysanthemum souffle. Well, come in, Gabby. Where you been?
Yeah, ain't seen you for a couple of days.
Oh, hello, Kingfish. Hi, Bum. Been on jury duty, boys. Jury duty. I've been on quite a jury, too. 11 women, and I was the only man.
11 women, and you was the only man, huh?
Yeah, we was locked up all day.
Yeah. How'd you like that jury duty, Gabby?
Lovely.
While you and the 11 women was locked up there, how did you decide the case?
Is that what we supposed to do in there?
Yeah.
Listen, Gabby, the Kingfish and his wife are fighting again.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sure, I'm sorry to hear that.
Gabby, in your law work, you has had a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. What is the best way for a husband and wife to keep from fighting?
Well, one thing, Kingfish, tell your wife that when she gets mad at you, count up to 10. Just count up to 10, that's all.
You think that'll do it, huh?
Oh, you'll be perfectly safe.
I will, huh?
Yeah, but when she gets to 11, duck.
Say, Gabby, look here. I gotta have happiness at home. My wife is at me all the time. How can we be happy?
Not but one way to handle it, Kingfish. Not but one way. You has got to be the master of the house, the complete master.
Sure enough.
When a man goes in the cage with the lions, them lions can't know that he's scared of them. He's got to be the master. And you got to go home and be the master of your house. Speak right up, just like a lion tamer.
Yeah, I'll go home like a lion tamer. I'll be the master. I'll let her know who's boss.
Yeah, this might turn the trick.
Gabby, this might do it. And if your suggestion works out, she might love me and never let me out of her sight again. What would you think of that?
Love? No, ain't nothing lovely about that. No.
Sapphire, come here a minute. Hurry up.
George, is you sick?
I want you to know from now on that I is the master of this house. I is the lion tamer of this cage. And from now on, now wait a minute, honey. Now wait a minute. Put that vase down, honey. Don't do that.
Ha, ha, ha. Silly boy.
Necessity, that most unnecessary thing, necessity. What throws the monkey racing? A fellow's good intention. That nasty old invention. Necessity.
My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord says go out and have fun.
But the landlord says your rent ain't paid. Necessity. It's plain to see. What a lovely old world this silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. The jail would never been there except for folks who've been there. Well, how did I get in there? Necessity. My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade.
The Lord says, go out and have fun.
But the landlord says
your rent ain't paid. Necessity, that's the maximum that a minimum thing could be. But man, it's all in a mess. I must confess, there's nothing more than less unless.
Brother Andrew, it's that one word I've been telling you about, and that is
necessity.
Well, come in, Kingfish.
Yeah, hi, Kingfish. How did that lion tamer stuff come out with you?
Well, let me sit down here, boys. My head is still throbbing from being the master. Yeah, I'd like to see Clyde Beatty go in my house one. Andy was telling me about this master stuff that you was going to try. Tell me this, Kingfish. What happened when you started that stuff? Well, you cracked me with a veer. Oh, I've been subconscious for the last 6 hours.
That'll do it, all right. What's your next move?
Well, boys, I've been thinking the thing over, so I went to my wife. I got her in the room, and I ever come up with my subconscious stuff. I say to her, I say, Sapphire, come here, I want to have a talk with you.
Yeah.
So we done had a heart-to-heart talk. We sit there on the side of the bed, and she herself is done worked out a plan.
Yeah?
Well, what is the plan, Kingfish?
Yeah, what is the thing?
She told me to go ahead for a few days, just like I was a single man, and see how I like that. She even told me to go ahead, call up some girl, take her out to supper. She said that might learn me to appreciate her. Well, I have heard of these marital vacations. Might be a good idea, and you care. Well, good luck to you. I'm going to get on home, take my wife to a picture show. So long.
So long, so long.
He's going to take his wife to a picture show. He ain't got no fight in him at all, is he?
Nah. Well, tell me this, Kingfish. What is you going to do about this marriage vacation?
Oh, I'm going to do exactly what my wife said do. I'm going to call up a girl. She told me to do it.
No, fool. Who are you going to call?
Yeah, I went down to the basement in my trunk, and I got out my little black book that I used to have, and here it is. Let's look in here. Wait a minute here now.
Yeah.
Oh, here one right here. Andy, she is something. Oh, I remember how she used to smile. One of the prettiest girls in town. Well, here I go, son. Oh, boy, this marital vacation is something, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe she got a friend. I could use a vacation, too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, this is the best idea stuff I ever had.
Hello?
Could I, speak to Trixie?
Speak to who?
Trixie.
Trixie. Oh, yes. Hey, Mama.
That's all. I got to hang this thing up here.
Yeah, well, what happened, Kingfish? Who answered the phone?
Her baby. Yeah, but, well, Andy, as long as I got a marriage vacation, I might as well enjoy it. Yeah, here's another gal in the book here. Look here, under the S's.
Yeah?
There's Cynthia. I'll dial that one, too. Here I go.
If her baby answers this one and it's a girl, find out how old she is.
Hello?
Hello, Cynthia.
Yes?
Cynthia, this is an old friend of yours, George Stevens.
George Stevens. George. Not stupid Stevens.
Yep, that's me. Yeah.
Well, for goodness sake. Yes, Stoop, I remember you with all that bushy hair. Do you still part your hair in the middle?
Yeah, but the part is about 4 inches wider now.
Well, I still remember the last time I saw you, Stoop. You took me home and we were standing on the porch, and the last thing you said to me was that you would phone me. That was 19 years ago.
Well, Cynthia, I've been awfully busy, honey. And the reason I phoned you is because I had something to ask you.
Well, what is it, Stoop?
How about me and you having supper together tonight just the way we used to?
The way we used to? I'm sorry, Stoop. I just can't afford it. Goodbye.
How'd you come out, Kingfish?
Oh, she done develop into a tightwad. That's what she is.
You going to try some more?
Oh, this marriage vacation ain't nothing, Anna. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, listen, Kingfish, I've been thinking about your trouble, and I talked to a friend of mine. He told me the name of a man, Professor Hotchkiss. He say he really does a great job in straightening out married couples' trouble.
Jonah?
Yeah, I got his name. Here it is right here on this piece of paper. Say here, write to Professor John Hotchkiss. And there's the post office box in Harlem. And I put down there, your marriage trouble solved.
Andy, you give me an idea. Thank you, pal.
It's awful nice having you for supper tonight, Andy.
Well, thank you, Sapphire.
Yeah. Wonderful supper, too, honey.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Boy, there sure is a lot of happiness in this household.
Oh, yeah, it's been this way for 2-3 days, Andy.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, my bride here has been so sweet, I guess it kind of reflected in me.
Well, I learned one thing in the last few days, and that is to be a little tolerant to the one you married to. So just take him the way he is and try to apply the golden rule.
How'd you happen to find that out?
Well, I'm going to make a little confession and tell you a secret.
A secret?
A few nights ago, George, I went through the pockets of your trousers, and I found a note saying to write to Professor Hotchkiss to get advice on marriage trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote him, and he wrote me the advice. So that little piece of paper I found in your pocket is my secret.
Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I put that note in my pants pocket when I went to bed that night because I knew you'd find it there.
I'm going to tell you both a secret.
What's that, Andy?
I is the one that wrote you that letter. I is Professor Hotchkiss.
Nicaragua is a beautiful town. You buy a hockey and for a few pesos down. You give it to the lady you are trying to win. But Papa doesn't let you come in. Managua, Nicaragua is a heavenly place. You ask a senorita for a legal embrace. She answers you caramba, scramba, bambolito. In Managua, Nicaragua, that's so. I have been to many tropic ports. I might include even Brooklyn.
If you're ever feeling out of sorts, I'd like to recommend a look in
Managua, Nicaragua, what a wonderful spot. There's coffee and bananas and a temperature hot. So take a trip in on a ship, go sailing away across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua, ole. Managua, Nicaragua is the town you'll adore. A kiss from Senorita has you pleading for more. Before you take the second one, you've got to propose. Her papa leads you out by the nose. Managua, Nicaragua is really the top. You buy a big sombrero from a neighborhood shop, and then the girls will follow you like in a parade. Because they want to walk in the shade. You can eat on enchiladas all the day long, provided that the stomach is especially strong. So take a trip and on a ship go sailing away. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua.
United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous dream girl hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. Like many of her colleagues in the teaching profession, our Miss Brooks, Madison High School's English teacher, watched the year 1948 come to an end with mixed emotions. As she puts it,
although the year didn't start off brilliantly or develop too sensationally, it certainly wound up in a blaze of nothing. Of course, I did enjoy my 2 weeks vacation. In fact, I spent most of the money I was going to borrow in the next 3 months. The afternoon of New Year's Eve, Friday, December 31st, for those that still can't remember, I was chatting with my landlady, Mrs. Davis.
Well, Connie, I guess you've got big plans for this evening.
Frankly, I haven't got any plans at all, Mrs. Davis. Of course, I do have a date with the bashful biologist.
Mr. Boynton, what are you going to do, Connie?
Probably the same thing we did last year. Pool our money and go to Hip Sings for dinner. Fine way to spend New Year's Eve. 2 Americans go to a Chinese restaurant, Dutch. What are you going to do, Mrs. Davis?
Oh, I'm going to visit my sister Angela. She's so absent-minded, poor thing. She'll probably be surprised to see me, although it was only last week that she invited me over.
What time do you think you'll be leaving, Mrs. Davis?
Leaving? For where?
For your sisters.
For my sister's what?
For your sister's house.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me, Connie. I've been making up my New Year's resolutions, and that's the first thing on the list. I've resolved to correct Angela's absent-mindedness.
Angela's absent-mindedness. What else is on the list?
What list?
Maybe I'd better talk to Minerva the cat for a while. We were talking about New Year's resolutions, Mrs. Davis.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention, Connie. Tell me the rest of your resolutions.
Well, first of all, I've resolved not to... What resolution? We were speaking of yours, Mrs. Davis. And before you say my what, I'd like to ask you again the question I asked when we were both younger. Namely, when are you going over to your sister's house?
Maybe you better not go out tonight, Connie. You sound very strange.
It's just the way you're listening. Or are you, Mrs. Davis?
Of course I'm Mrs. Davis. Now, you lie down and let me fix you some hot tea.
I don't want any hot tea. I just want an answer.
Meow.
Thanks, Minerva. Now, about this evening, Mrs. Davis...
Hello, Minerva. Want some milk, dear? I'll get you some in a minute. You were saying, Miss Brooks?
This evening? Your sister's house?
Yes, I'm going over there tonight.
I know, Mrs. Davis.
Right away, Minerva.
What time, Mrs. Davis?
It's, 4:45 now, but I'm always happy. Get away from those curtains, Minerva. I'll fetch your saucer right away. Keep an eye on her, will you, Angela?
I'll be glad to, Connie. Come on, just hop into my lap, Mrs. Davis. Meow. There's a good dog. This is getting contagious. Oh, coming. Excuse me, Minerva. Why, it's Monsieur Monet. Come in.
Merci, mademoiselle. Thank you. It's nice you remember me.
Remember you? Why, Monsieur Monet, you're Madison High's favorite French teacher.
For that, Miss Brooks, permit me to kiss your hand.
Well, let's not give the other hand the complex.
Certainly not. I trust that I'm not arrived at, how you say, inopportunity time.
What? Oh, no, this is very opportunity time. Won't you sit down, Monsieur Monet?
Oh, thank you, Miss Brooks. But now that I'm teaching in America, I would appreciate it if you would call me in America.
All right. What's your number?
No. I mean, call me Mr. Monet instead of Monsieur.
Oh, certainly.
Here you are, Kitty. Here's a nice saucer of... Oh, I didn't know anyone had come in.
This is Mr. Monet, Mrs. Davis, our new French teacher at Madison.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Monet?
How do you do, Mrs. Davis? I kiss your hand, madame.
I'll hold your saucer, madame.
A lovely lady with a lovely hand.
Stick out your paw, Minerva. You're next.
If Mr. Monet came over to see you, Connie, I'm sure he doesn't want to talk to Minerva. I'll just take her into the kitchen. Come along, dear. There's a good kitty. Come drink your milk out here. So nice to have met you, Mr. Monet.
Likewise, I'm sure. She's very nice, your Mrs. Davis. But why she run away so fast? In the words of some of my pupils, why she took some powder and put it on the lamb.
Took some powder? Oh, you mean she took a powder or took it on the lamb?
Mais oui, she flew out of here like a bat out of...
Mr. Monet. You're learning faster than you're teaching. Now, Mrs. Davis was just being tactful. I guess she thought you wanted to be alone with me.
Alone with you? But why, Miss Brooks? I'm a married man.
Oh, I know, but Mrs. Davis doesn't know about your wife, Mr. Monet.
Oh, Miss Brooks, I don't know what plans you have made for New Year's Eve, but my wife, Elaine, and I would be very flattered if you would join us.
Well, thanks, Mr. Monet. I'm flattered that you should ask me. But as far as I know, Mr. Boynton is taking me out tonight.
Oh, then you both must come. You see, this is not an ordinary party, Miss Brooks, although we're all going to wear evening clothes and try to have the best possible time. Elaine and I, we realize that among school teachers, there are very few, how do you call it, malted millionaires?
Some of us are too thick to drink with a straw. What you're trying to tell me is that the evening won't cost much money, is that right?
Oh, it will cost you no money, Miss Brooks, but there is an admission charge.
Pint of blood?
No, just some old clothes. You see, I am in charge of a committee to send clothing to the poor people in France. Any sort of clothes would do, Miss Brooks. Anything that is made of cloth.
Why, that sounds like a wonderful idea, Mr. Monet. I'll be delighted to come.
And Mr. Boynton, do you speak for him as well?
Mr. Boynton has been spoken for many times. The trouble is he doesn't answer. Oh, you mean about tonight? Yes, Mr. Monet. I feel sure I can speak for Mr. Boynton.
Oh, fine. I'll be leaving then.
I'll walk you to the door, Mr. Monet.
Oh, my address is 9066 Shoreham Drive. Try to get there before 10. And I'm sure that as my students say, we will have a ball.
I'm sure that we will.
Yes, until tonight then, Miss Brooks. Stay in the groove.
Oh, Natch, Mr. Monet, Natch. And Mr. Monet?
Yes?
Don't take any wooden francs.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will return in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Ladies, regardless of age, skin type, or previous beauty care, doctors prove you, too, may win a lovelier complexion with Palmolive soap.
But to win this lovelier complexion, the kind men admire and women envy, you must stop improper cleansing. Instead, use Palmolive soap the way doctors advised.
Remember, 36 doctors, leading skin specialists, advised 1,285 women, many with complexion problems, to use Palmolive this way. Some have dry skin, some oily, some coarse-looking. Using Palmolive soap alone, 2 out of 3 won lovelier complexions. Now, here's what the doctors advised.
Wash your face with Palmolive soap. Massaging for 1 minute with Palmolive's soft lather. This cleansing massage brings your skin Palmolive's full beautifying effect. Rinse. Do this 3 times a day for 14 days.
It's that simple. But doctors have proved this way, using nothing but Palmolive, really works. So forget other beauty care. Use Palmolive soap alone for a lovelier complexion.
For loveliness all over, use big, thrifty bath-size Palmolive in your tub or shower.
After Mr. Monet left, I tried to get Mr. Boynton on the phone to tell him about the invitation. But ours is a party line, a 4-party line to be exact, and every time I picked up the receiver, it was in use. Always careful not to lose my temper, I sat by the phone and drummed lightly on the top of the table until my 5 fingernails were impaled in the mahogany. Then I tried it once more.
As sure as my name is Lucy Schofield, that's the only way to treat men, Emma. Believe me, if I had to do it all over again, Emma, excuse me a minute, dear. I think I smell my roast burning in the kitchen.
Now, that's a coincidence, Lucy. I smell my grapes burning in the living room. Hang up now. I'll call you back. So much for Emma and Lucy. I'll try it again. Oh, it worked. At least I can dial now. I hope Lucy doesn't think Emma was kidding her.
Happy New Year, Daisy. Is Fred there?
This isn't Daisy, and Fred isn't here. Will you please get off the line?
What do you mean get off the line?
Just what I said. Get off this line.
Oh, Mrs. Telephone. telephone company, huh?
Look, this happens to be a party line, and I happen to be the party using it at the moment.
Oh, well, that's different. If you want me to come to a party, I'll be glad to talk to you. My name is Frank Pollock. What's yours?
It doesn't matter. I only... Say, Frank. Frank, are you still there?
Oh, I'm still there. That was mighty nice of you to call me, Daisy. What I think of the way I treated you. The shameful, horrible way I treated you.
Don't cry, Frank. I had it coming.
No.
Now, will you please hang up? Your bottle is falling out of the chandelier.
Well, thanks, Daisy. You're a great girl. And tell Fred to give me a buzz when he gets in. Bye now.
He's getting an early start. When a body meets a body, he's had too much ride.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Boynton. This is Miss Brooks. I assume we still have a date for tonight.
Tonight? Oh, this is Friday, isn't it?
Yes, December 31st.
31st, eh?
Yes, you know, the day we celebrate the appearance of the first enchilada north of Laredo, Texas.
I know it's New Year's Eve, Miss Brooks. What are we going to do to kill a few hours together?
We'll think of something, you mad, impetuous boy. As a matter of fact, that's why I called. Mr. Monet and his wife are having a little impromptu party at their house, and they've invited us.
What kind of party?
Well, you have to have some old clothes, and then you should...
Hello? Is that you, Emma? I didn't quite understand you before.
No, this is not Emma. This is your friendly, cooperative party line neighbor.
Oh, the magpie.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Nonstop Nellie, the human dial tone. Now, will you please stop this filibuster and get off the line?
Well, the phone company will hear about this.
Are you there, Miss Brooks?
Yes, Mr. Boynton. As I started to tell you, although it's a formal party, we're supposed to have some piece of apparel that we can...
Happy New Year.
Oh, not again.
Who's that? Well, it's about time you got home, Fred.
That is not Fred.
Oh, it isn't, huh?
No, it isn't.
As Fred's oldest and closest friend, I demand to know who it is. Now, see here, old man. I'm not your old man. I don't even know where your old man is. I don't even know where my old man is. New Year's Eve, and I don't even know where my old man is.
We'd better hang up now.
You can't, Daisy. You can't hang up. Not without you telling me where my old man is. Daisy.
Listen, Mr.
Nobody
Boynton.
wants to tell me where
All
my
you
old
have to
man
do is bring some old clothes with you.
What's that? I don't hardly hear you.
So put on your tux, bring some old clothes, and pick me up in a couple of
Even though I
hours.
gave you a pretty what deal? This Fred come along and straighten you out. I'll see you later. Who introduced you to Fred? Tell me that. Who introduced you to Fred?
You did, Frank, and I love you for it. But if you don't get off this phone, I'll have you thrown out of the bar you're calling from.
Bar? Oh, is that where I'm calling from? Bless you, Daisy. You helped me find my old man. Sure, he's sitting on the stool next to me.
I better hang up now. Fred hates it when I talk to strangers. Oh, Mrs. Davis.
Yes, Connie.
I wonder if you'd give me a hand. I've been invited to a formal party tonight, and I just don't know what to wear.
Well, what have you got, Connie?
Oh, nothing. That is nothing but an old evening gown I've had for 5 years.
Well, come on into your room, Connie, and we'll look it over.
Here we are. It won't take long to find in my closet. Well, let's see. Here's a skirt and blouse. The suit I got 2 years ago. Here's one of the dresses I wear to school. Here's the other one. Oh, there we are. My pride and joy.
Why, that's real pretty, Connie. And look at the fringe.
Silly moths, they left the best part. While I'm in here, I'd better find something to donate as well.
Donate?
Yes, the price of admission to the party is some old clothing. I know I've got some because I've been wearing it.
Oh, dear, I forgot to tell you, Connie, but just last week when the Goodwill truck came around, they pick up old clothes, too, you know. I gave away everything of mine I could possibly spare.
Well, that's all right, Mrs. Davis. You're not going to the party.
I know, but I also gave away a big bundle of your stuff. You had it lying in the closet, and
Mrs. Davis, that was for the cleaners. I had some of my newest clothes in that bundle. 1945 stuff.
I'm sorry, dear. Maybe you can borrow some old clothes to give.
Well, I guess I'll have to. I know. I'll go over to the Conklins. He's got one suit I know could use an ocean voyage.
It's Miss Brooks. Come on in.
Thanks, Harriet. Are your folks at home?
Mother's out shopping, but Daddy's upstairs taking a nap. Come on into the living room, won't you? Walter Denton and I were just playing Pass It. Look who's here, Walter.
Well, if it isn't my favorite English teacher. Sit down, Miss Brooks. Harriet and I were just playing Pass It.
So she told me. What's Pass It?
Oh, it's a game we read about. Lots of high school kids play it. All you do is take a piece of Kleenex and hold it to your nose by sniffing. And then with both hands behind your back, you pass it down a long line of kids by sniffing it away from your neighbor.
Oh. Sounds fascinating. But where's the long line of kids?
Oh, it's just as much fun with the two of us.
Mort.
Yeah, saves wear and tear on the Kleenex, too.
Harriet and I go steady. That's why I'm here. But what brings you to the dread sanctum sanctorum of your school principal during a holiday?
Please, Walter. You make Daddy sound like an ogre.
Yes, Walter. Just because Mr. Conklin is my superior at school is no reason for me to live in dread of him.
Harriet!
What is it, Daddy?
Try to be a little more quiet, can't you? I've got to get some sleep.
Sorry, Daddy. We'll be more careful. I don't think now is a good time to tell him you're here, Miss Brooks. You see, he's going to a big party tonight and wants to get some rest.
Well, then maybe you kids can help me out. I've just got to get some old clothes somewhere right away.
Why, Miss Brooks? The ones you've got on look fine.
Thanks, Walter, I think. But I'm talking about clothes I can donate.
Golly, Miss Brooks, Mother just gave away every stitch we could possibly spare to the Salvation Army. Wait a minute. Daddy's new tuxedo is being delivered today. And he's got an old suit of evening clothes that I'm sure Mother would love to see given away.
Say no more, Harriet. Do you think you can get it without waking your father?
Oh, sure. It's right here in the hall closet. Here it is, Miss Brooks. This is the suit Daddy wore when he first became a principal.
Let me look at that. I'll bet he was a sensation in these tales.
What?
There are 3 of them.
Let's see. Oh, that's just where one of them is torn. You could patch that up in a jiffy.
Thanks very much, Harriet. It's cloth anyway. Well, I'll be getting along home now. Mr. Boynton's picking me up soon, and I've got to see if my evening gown still fits me. I've had it for over 5 years.
Oh, I think that's nice, Miss Brooks.
What's nice, Walter?
How you and your evening gown have grown old together. Well, not that you're falling apart at the seams or anything. I mean, well, to me, you're still all wool and a yard wide.
You have just failed in English for 1949. Would you care to try for 50?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Conklin?
Yes, who's this?
This is Kane from Kane's Classy Cut Clothes with 4 Ks.
Oh, yes. Where's my tuxedo, Kane? You promised it to me by 5 o'clock, and it's 10 of now.
Oh, that's what I'm calling about, Mr. Conklin. I can't get the suit to you by 5 o'clock.
You can't? Well, then when will it get here?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday? But I've got a very important party to attend tonight.
Now, please, Mr. Conklin, don't yell at me. Yell at the Hotel Makers Union. They went out on strike yesterday.
But isn't there something you can do? Somebody who can fix it?
Calm yourself, Mr. Conklin. Even if I gave the suit to another shop to be finished, it wouldn't do any good. The buttonhole boys went out in sympathy.
But how could you... Well, why do you... When did this...
No,
how
take
were
it
you
easy,
able...
Mr. Conklin.
When
Take it easy. My blood pressure is just as high as yours. So let's be good to ourselves and exercise some control.
Control? But how can I... What will I... Even if I have...
Now, there's no use for both of us aggravating. Goodbye, Mr. Conklin. Happy New Year.
Harriet!
Yes, Daddy, we're here in the living room.
Harriet, I've had a great disappointment. My tuxedo... Oh, hello, Denton.
playing pass it. Want to sniff this Kleenex off my nose onto your nose?
I can think of nothing more loathsome to do. Harriet, do you know where your mother put my old suit of evening clothes?
Your old suit, Daddy?
Yes. I've got to wear it tonight.
Oh, but that old evening suit isn't any good, Mr. Conklin. It would make you look like a head waiter in a cabaret.
A head waiter? That happens to be one of the finest dress
Please,
suits.
Daddy. I gave it to Miss Brooks just a little while ago. She and Mr. Boynton are going to a party where you have to bring some old clothes to get in.
What? That does it! Not only do my teachers openly flaunt my wishes about fraternizing, but they take my evening clothes along with them. Children, do you know what I'm going to do?
No, we don't. But I know one thing. If I was Miss Brooks, I'd hop in bed and pull the covers up over my head.
There, how does Old Faithful look on me, Mrs. Davis?
Lovely, Connie. And fringe is more popular than ever. It's amazing what a tuck here and a stitch there will do. About what time did Mr. Boynton say he'd be over?
About this time, Mrs. Davis. I'll get it. Good evening, Mr. Boynton. Won't you come in?
Oh, thanks, Miss Brooks.
Say, that's an interesting overcoat you have on. Raccoon, isn't it?
Yes. It's a relic of my college days. Do you mind if I hang it up here? It's pretty warm.
Go right ahead, Mr. Boynton. Then come on into the living room.
All right. Oh, there. That's better. Well, Miss Brooks, you certainly look lovely tonight.
Thanks, Mr. Boynton. You look... Mr. Boynton, I told you we were invited to a New Year's Eve party, didn't I?
Why, yes, you did.
Do you always go to a formal party in white flannels with a blazer and a beanie?
Formal? But you said you had to have some old clothes to get in. Some odd piece of wearing apparel is what you told me.
Oh, great. I hope your sneakers are vulcanized.
I don't understand, Miss Brooks. Just what kind of a party is this?
It's a formal party, Mr. Boynton, but the price of admission is some old clothes to be shipped abroad.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't usually go to parties on New Year's Eve.
You don't? Well, how do you like to spend the evening, Mr. Boynton?
Well, I usually have an early dinner, then catch the first show at the movies and hit the sack about 10:30.
What does your doctor say about such carrying on? Look, Mr. Boynton, I've already accepted for both of us, and... Wait a minute. I've got a dress suit that might fit you. Then we can bring the stuff you've got on as our admission. Just go into my room, Mr. Boynton, and take off those clothes.
Oh, Miss Brooks, what in the
You'll
world...
find a suit of evening clothes right on the bed. Please slip them on. Mrs. Davis?
Yes, Connie?
Have you finished sewing Mr. Conklin's tail together?
Just finishing now, Connie. Here it is, as good as new. It would make any head waiter proud. Oh, hello, Mr. Boynton. My, what a nice beanie. 3 propellers.
I wish you'd tell me what this is all about, Mrs. Davis.
Well, you're going to an ideal source for information. Just take this suit and put it on, Mr. Boynton, please.
Well, all right, Miss Brooks, but this is all highly irregular.
Now, Mrs. Davis, let's go into your room. I want you to fix my hair in the back. I'm wearing it up, you know, and it's not quite high enough.
My goodness, Connie, how high do you want it?
High enough so that I'll have to stand on a chair to pull it down.
Well, it doesn't fit too badly, I guess. Miss Brooks, I've got the suit on.
That's fine. I'll just be a few minutes. Oh, would you answer that, please, Mr. Boynton? Mrs. Davis is still rummaging in my scalp.
All right. Oh, well, it's Mr. Conklin. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'd like a table down front, but not too near the drum. Oh, it's you, Boynton.
Yes, sir. Won't you come in?
No, I won't come in. Boynton, how did you... When did... Who gave you...
What are you doing? New Year's Eve, I'd swear that Mr. Conklin has come by. Oh, it is you, Mr. Conklin.
Miss Brooks, I demand the return of my evening clothes at once.
Your evening clothes?
I cannot tell a lie, Mr. Boynton. Take it off.
Take it off?
Take it off.
Well, don't just stand there, Mr. Conklin. Applaud a little.
Get ready, everyone. It's 12 o'clock. Turn up the radio. Miss Brooks. Nice party, no?
Oh, very nice, Mr. Monet.
Ah, but it's midnight now. The band is playing Auld Lang Syne, and everyone should be kissing someone. Where's your Mr. Boynton?
Oh, haven't you heard, Mr. Monet? He hit the sack at 10:30.
Eve Arden as our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment. But first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you Kay Dumit's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream, not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanents. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo and be a
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, Mr. Boynton didn't show me such an exciting New Year's Eve, but we had another date the next day, today. After spending the afternoon at the zoo, we came back to my house. Do you mind if I turn on the radio, Mr. Boynton?
Oh, not at all, Miss Brooks, but I'm afraid I can't stay to listen to it.
Why not?
Well, actually, I didn't get into bed on New Year's Eve until 10 minutes of 11. I've got to catch up on my sleep.
And so, as Philip Boynton faded slowly into the west, I bade him farewell in true Zulu fashion by saying Tunga Lunga Bimba Lakta, which means, how can you leave now? Jack Benny has switched over to CBS.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous dream girl hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Men, do you shave with a lather or brushless shave cream? Palmolive shaving cream comes both ways, and whichever way you prefer to shave, you'll find that using either Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream can bring you more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Here's the proof. 2,548 men tried the new Palmolive way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they had shaved before, 3 out of every 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Get Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream today.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evenings over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Stay tuned now for Lum and Abner. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Raleigh Cigarette Program from Hollywood, starring Red Skelton, with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. Smokers, any cigarette can claim superiority, but we give you proof. Proof of Raleigh's outstandingly high quality that you can plainly see for yourself. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleigh cigarettes with any other brand. You'll see instantly that the tobaccos in Raleigh's are unmistakably more golden in color. And that speaks quality in the tobacco business.
Any expert will tell you the more golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive. Yes, smokers, you can make this test yourself. You can prove to yourself that Raleigh's do give you the better tobaccos. And Raleigh's give you valuable coupons, too, redeemable for premiums, war stamps, or cash. Truly, Raleigh's offer you more than any other cigarette. Next time, why not try Raleigh's? And now we bring you the star of our Raleigh Cigarette Show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Red, what's cooking?
I don't know, but I'll bet it didn't come in cans.
What have you been doing all week?
Well, you know, you're now looking at Victory Garden, Skelton.
Tell me, how much Victory Garden have you got?
1 acre. It's my back.
Well, the secret to a successful Victory Garden is not to plant more than you can care for. Things really grow fast out here in California, don't they, Red?
Yeah, I'll say, you don't even have to plant anything. You just hold the seed in your hand, the ground comes up and snaps at it. No kidding, I planted some beans last week. And this morning they're halfway to blossom.
Red, tell me, how about tomatoes?
No, I'm going home early tonight.
No, I'm talking about your Victory Garden.
Oh, say, have you got a Victory Garden, Truman?
Yes, sir, indeed I have. Everyone should have a Victory Garden, especially this year, because 1/4 of our total food production in 1943 will be needed for our armed forces and to help our allies.
Oh.
Hiya, Red.
Hiya, Harriet.
Oh, boy, am I tired. I've been working my garden.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ozzie was helping me. I dug up the garden and raked the soil and dug the holes and planted the seed.
Wait a minute. What did Ozzie do?
Oh, he prayed for rain. Say, not only have I got vegetables, but you should see the fruit I'm getting, too.
Yeah, me too. You know, in my yard, I've got lemons, tangerines, and kumquat.
What's a kumquat, Red?
Well, in California, that's just another name for a Florida orange. Hiya, folks. Hello, Ozzie. Harriet was telling me about your Victory Garden.
Yeah, it's fun to have your own garden.
Yeah.
And besides, Victory Gardens reduce the demand of commercial food supplies, and that leaves more for everyone.
Now, how's your garden doing?
Well, everything was all right until last week when the rains came.
The rains came. What happened? Did your garden wash away?
Oh, no. But I just opened the back door and waited for the right vegetable to flow past.
Say, I thought it never rained in California, Red.
Well, all I know is I went to the door and a fella handed me a letter from the Chamber of Commerce.
What did it say?
It says, Dear Mr. Skelton, regardless of all that stuff you see running down the gutter, it does not rain in California.
And then what happened?
Oh, he got back in his boat and paddled away.
Well, you know, raising your own vegetables will help you during this point rationing.
Yeah, what do you mean, Harriet?
Well, we're still using the stuff we grew last year. I put it up in bottles last summer.
You know, I put my stuff next to my uncle's bottled goods in the wine cellar.
What happened?
Well, did you ever open up a can of cherries and have them throw their arms around you and say, what you doing, big boy?
Say, have you had any trouble with gophers, Red?
No, they're all right if you cook them long enough.
No, I mean if the gophers been eating your vegetables.
Yeah, I'll say they have. And boy, are they fresh. One gopher grabbed my radish and he looked up at me and he says, well, don't stand there, stupid. Pass the salt.
He borrows all my newest shirts and wears my sharpest ties. He even lends my car out to a dozen other guys. If I should try to get a ride, I get the well-known thumb from my old chum. I try to get a night of rest, I even lock the door, but he brings in a party that swings out till 3 or 4, who winds up sleeping in my bed while I sleep on the floor. My old chum, we make a blind date with a couple of girls to dine at some fancy-priced grill. I always wind up with the homely one, and of course I'm the guy who pays the bill. I thought I'd found the one girl who could never be surpassed. I even got to thinking, this is real romance at last. Then I found she'd run away with just another bum, my old chum.
She wears my finest evening gowns, gets runners in my hose, and uses my pet powder puff to dull her shiny nose. My mail is opened by mistake, but she knows who it's from. She's my old chum. She broadcasts all my secrets, but to everyone in town, and splashes in my fine perfume. It really gets me down. She beats me to the kitchen, and she leaves me not a crumb. That's my old chum. She tells me she simply adores my new hat. She says, my dear, it's too divine. Then says to all my friends, is she kidding with that? But then, after all, what can you expect for $1.49? While glancing through this morning's pictures on the social page, I saw the Duke of something or other, the newest social rage, and standing right beside the Duke, but standing well upstage, was my old chum.
That was My Old Chum, sung by Harriet and Ozzie and dedicated to the 364th Infantry.
Well, say, Red, outside of playing our camps in the desert and working in your victory garden, what else did you do last week?
Well, I started my spring cleaning. I took down my woolen drapes and I washed them in boiling water.
Now, Red, hot water shrinks wool and makes the colors run.
Yeah, you know anybody wants to buy a piece of plaid Kleenex?
Say, aren't you starting your spring cleaning just a little too early?
Oh, everybody's cleaning house now. You take Clem, the fellow from the country. He started here cleaning up his farm last week and had quite a job, too. He was walking... Well, here I am. 6'2", eyes are blue, do. Yes, their eyes are blue and nothing between them but a blank expression. Boy, do I hate spring cleaning. I wish Daisy June was here. I'd pretend I was sick and then make her do the work for me. Oh, don't laugh. I bet some of you guys pull the same trick. I bet that's another one of those OPA men working his way through college. I'll just take this baseball bat, and if he puts his foot through the door, I'll let him hit it. I don't want any.
Hello, Clem.
Will
Hey, Clem, there's a dance tonight. Are you going to take me?
Well,
I bought the ticket.
Sure. Well, there's nothing I like better than free dancing.
Well, Clem, ain't you going to invite me in?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy cleaning my house, you know.
Well, you ain't doing a very good job.
You ain't?
Look, I can write my name in the dust on this plow in the hall.
You can? Gee, education's a wonderful thing, ain't it?
Well, what you look at it? Was you expecting me to help you?
Now, she ought to know better than that. Yep. Hey, which one of these bottles is floor polish?
Well, this one's floor polish and the other one's hair restorer.
Okay.
Now, why did you break that good bottle of hair restorer?
Well, I don't want to make the same mistake I made last year. I used the hair restorer for floor polish.
What happened?
Every time I swept the floor, I had to part it in the middle.
Well, I'll just sit here and finish my knitting until you get through.
What you making?
Well, that's a surprise. I'm making your birthday present.
What is it?
It's a secret.
Oh, what is it? I won't tell me.
Sam, you're a sap.
I'm a jerk, too.
Now, how can you be a jerk and a sap, too?
I lead a double life. Hey, come on, Daisy June. Tell me, what you making?
Well, I'm knitting you some underwear, Cam. You want to see 'em?
Underwear for me? Let's see 'em.
Okay, there.
Gee, zoot snuggies.
Say, Cam, you know know, this room would look better if you took that wash tub off and down the mantel.
Well, okay, I'll climb up there and get it off and down.
Well, throw it down, Clem. Be careful you don't fall.
Suppose you let go of it, wasn't you?
Are you hurt?
No, I always wrap my ears around my head like a turban. Hey, you notice the dude that's coming up the house. He sure looks funny, don't he? Look at this. No toes.
He's a-wearing shoes.
You?
Clem, his toes are inside them things.
What's the matter? Is he ashamed of them? Howdy.
Howdy, I'm selling soap.
What's that?
Well, that's that stuff you wash with. You know, it takes the dirt off.
No kidding. Boy, what they won't think of next. Won't you come in?
Well, thanks.
Well,
You just back from feeding the pigs, ain't you?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Never mind, I'll just open the window. Now, this here bath soap smells as sweet as a rose. Would you like to take a bath with some?
Take a bath? You kidding? This ain't April.
Clem, stop talking like that. Why don't you go take a bath? Just figure it's part of your spring cleaning.
Okay, give me this soap. It won't burn, will it?
Oh, brother, not that soap. It's made of coconut oils and vegetables.
Well, I'll just step it. I'll just go in here into the bathroom and try it out. I'll get off these clothes. My hat, my overcoat, my vest, my coat, my vest, my coat. Well, Daisy June, you remember that windbreaker I lost last winter? I just found it. Now for a shower. Boy, there's nothing like a good cold shower. Oh, I feel like a new man.
Well, Clem, how do you like that soap?
Tastes pretty good.
Now, wait a minute. You ain't eating that, are you?
You said it was made out of vegetables, didn't you?
Yeah?
Well, I ain't letting no good food go down no drain pipe in times like this, brother.
Are you all right?
Sure, I'm all right. Didn't hurt me. But now I know what they mean when they sing, I'm forever blowing bubbles.
Speaking of spring cleaning, did you hear what happened at Deadeye out in Poison Gulch last week?
No. And I said yes to program it in, right? So what happened?
Well, it says here, they were all sitting around in the Red Devil Saloon when someone decided they should clean up the town.
Hey, piano player, stop that, will you? Stop that! Oh, come on, piano player, stop! All right, brother, you asked for it. How do you like that? I had to shoot the piano, too. Okay, now let's get back to this card game. What are you holding there, Clem? Slim?
Who?
Slim, what do you got?
6 aces. What have you got?
6 aces. Well, what do you know? It's a tie.
Now, wait a minute. What's that card up your sleeve?
Up my sleeve?
Yeah.
Well, lucky for me, another ace. I win.
Hiya, Deadeye. How's my little sweetie pie today?
Well, monotonous Maggie. How you been, man?
Swell. I've been home making myself pretty for you.
Yeah.
Remember them circles I used to have under my eyes?
Yeah.
Well, look now.
Great ball of fire triangle.
Well, ain't you going to kiss me?
No, I'm busy cheating at cards. Besides, I kissed you last night, didn't I?
Yeah, but look, my lips are all pulled out straight again now. Oh, Deadeye, why don't you make love to me like Charles Boyer?
You want me to make love like Charles Boyer, huh? Okay. Come with me to the campfire. Mustel. Come with me to the campfire. Come with me.
You thought I should come with you to the campfire? You don't love me no
I wish you'd stop crying, gal. You're putting my Raleigh cigarette out. Of course I love you, Mag. Why, I'm crazy about your little scrub nose.
No, Deadeye, you mean snub. I got a snub nose.
Okay, but if I was you, I'd scrub my snub. You know, gal, every time I look at you...
Yes?
I wish I hadn't.
Every time I look at you, goose pimples go up and down the backbone.
Goose pimples, huh? Well, grab them. These are meatless days, you know.
I don't know why you don't like me. I'm just like Hedy Lamarr. We're both women, aren't we?
Yeah. Beer and champagne both come in bottles, too. Well, get a load of the blimp that just floated in. Boy, would Lieutenant Bill like to drop a blockbuster like you. Well, what you doing, stranger?
Howdy, stranger. My name's Beanpole.
Beanpole? Well, you're the fattest beanpole I ever saw.
Yep, the beans never grew out of me. Hey, who are you?
I'm Deadeye, the toughest cowboy in the West. I stand 8 feet 2 in my stocking feet.
How tall are you with shoes on?
Who's got shoes nowadays?
You look kind of run down to me.
Listen to the man, will you? Why, you know them big construction companies that build them big roads through the hot desert?
Yes.
You know them great big boulders have to be broken into little bitty pieces?
Yes.
You know that tar and asphalt has to be stamped and pounded till it's flat?
Yes.
I paint the white lines down the middle of the road.
Well, my, who's this little creature I see here?
She does that every time she wants a lump of sugar.
I'd like to know you better, little lady. Pull up my knee and sit down.
Okay, where is it?
Say, what brings you to Poison Gulch?
Deadeye, I'm here to clean up this place.
Oh, wait a minute, that's my job.
Oh, Deadeye, what did you ever do to clean up this town?
Well, I've done a lot. You know that dirty old bank with all that filthy money with them germs on it?
Yeah?
Cleaned it out last night.
It's about time somebody cleaned out this town.
By golly, you're right. We'll get together and throw out every dirty crook and every dirty politician that lives here. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Here, put me down. Now listen, there's dirtier crooks in this town besides me. Hey, I gotta think fast, Maggie. I wonder what Gene Audrey would do in a spot like this.
He'd throw away his guns, roll up the sleeves, and give them the worst flicking of their lives.
Yeah. Wonder what Baby Sandy would do in the same spot.
Cleanup. He's out in the backyard washing his face in the basin. This is the way you wash your face, wash your face, wash your face. This is the way.
Why, hello there, Newt. What are you washing your face in the backyard for?
Well, I have to. My wife's taking a bath standing up.
Beth standing up. Why doesn't she sit down?
Well, she can't. You see, I've got a fleet of toy battle boats in the tub. And yesterday she sat on the submarine.
Oh. Submarine, huh?
Yeah.
Well, whether it's some soldier, some sailor, or submarine, they all agree on Raleigh's. Because smokers know that into Raleigh's goes everything to make them the very best cigarette you can buy. Yes, you get better tobaccos in Raleigh's, and you get a better blend of tobaccos, too.
Well, I guess I'm all ready to dry off. Now, hand me the towel, will you?
Sure, here you are.
Oh, boy, does that feel good. Pardon me while I do it behind my ears.
Go right ahead, because here's good news for you. Raleigh's exclusive blend gives you a richer taste and flavor. A smooth, mellow mildness that no other cigarette can quite match. And no other cigarette can match Raleigh's for extra value.
Boy, am I clean. Nobody'll ever recognize me if I keep on.
Oh, yes. Raleigh's give you valuable premium keep-ons. Remember, redeemable as well for war stamps and cash. Now, to get the most from the cigarettes you smoke, always ask for Raleigh's. Raleigh cigarettes.
Then we have a lady and her little boy. Cleaning house is really something for her, especially with Junior helping. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little kid.
Listen, Mother's busy cleaning the attic, and I want you to be good today. Promise me, will you?
I've been good. This morning I could have bitten that little boy next door, but I used me willpower, and I didn't do it.
That's wonderful, Junior.
Yeah, but if he ever puts down that baseball bat, look out.
What time is it out there by the clock?
I will go see. I will see what time it is.
Well, Junior?
Well, the widow hand is on 4, and the big hand is on the widow hand.
Well, that ought to be easy. What time do you think it is?
Time I stop putting glue on the widow hand. Oh, look, there's me basketball. I think I will play some ping pong.
Ping pong with a basketball?
Sure, what? Ping pong.
Just for that, young man, you can pay for that window out of your allowance each week.
Well, now, that's mighty neighborly of you.
Look at this place. Now, I ought to paddle you a good one.
Oh, don't do that, Mummy, because after all, you're the pretty Mummy. You're so nice and so young, and you get prettier every day, you do.
Well, that's a nice compliment, Junior.
Yeah.
All right, run along.
Boy, that P.T. Barnum sure knew what he was talking about. Oh, somebody at the door. We had got company. Every day we got company. Is that you, Pop?
No, I'm the junk man.
Oh.
Have you got any old newspapers or magazines or rags or old iron or maybe old bottles? Well, do you have any old bags?
Only under me widow eye.
Hello, Mr. Junkman. Junior, you go into the next room.
No, you let me stay or I will hit myself on the head with this book.
Junior, stop hitting yourself with that book. You want to lose my place? Now get into the other room.
Now, you let me stay or I will tell.
You'll tell what?
You'll help me? I will blab everything.
What?
I will tell everybody used to be an Indian princess with a medicine show.
Oh, Junior, that's not true.
Oh, no. Hey, Pocahontas, here comes the crowd.
Quick, Doc, hand me cure comb and me fetish. That does it.
Oh, you hit me, You knocked on me, baby deep out. You knocked on me, baby deep out.
Junior, you don't have any baby teeth anymore.
I know. You knock them all out.
Look, lady, I'm still here. Do you have any junk?
Oh, why, yes. You really came just in time. I'm cleaning out the attic.
Well, that's fine. I'll come right up and I'll help you bring the stuff down.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll lead the way. It's rather dark up there.
Oh, I don't mind.
You see what happened, fellas, while you was working?
Junior, you're fishing for a whipping.
Something tells me I'm using the right bait, too, boy. Oh, there he is.
Cat. Junior, put the cat outside.
Okay, come on, cat, come on. Here, don't you scratch me. Come here. I'll rub your fur the wrong way for that, boy. Shoot. Whoa! Woo! How do you like that? He can spit right through his hide. Boy, careful, cat. You get off that table before you knock that little lamp over. Come on. Oh.
Junior? What did you break?
That cat, he...
Oh, no, you don't. I'm getting tired of you breaking things and blaming it on the cat. Now you're going to get it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, me vaccination, me vac... Well, I guess I cried wolf once too often. Cat, you is cook. Come in, sit down, will you? I want to have a man-to-man talk to you. A man-to-cat talk, rather. We is through. You've outlived your usefulness with me. I used to depend on you, but I don't know. You're just no good no more. I'm sorry. I'll keep you on the feeding list, but from now on, you gotta catch your own mice.
Oh, there's the phone. I'll get it.
Now's my chance to get to that junk man up in the attic. Oh, but hey, look at all this stuff in this trunk over here.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
Oh, that's my mummy's wedding outfit.
Oh, sure enough.
Yeah.
Dried flowers, bridal veil, handcuffs, bear trap, and shotgun. Wait a minute, I wonder what that's doing in there.
I don't know. I asked me mummy once, and she just closed her trunk and says, "Oh, wouldn't you like to know?"
Hey, wait a minute. Here's something I really want.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We couldn't sell that.
Oh, I'll give you a nickel for it.
All right. Sold.
Oh, boy, am I lucky. Why, you can't get stuff like this anymore. Well, so long, little
Goodbye. Hurry.
What happened to the Junkman, Junior?
He gave me a nickel and went away.
What did you sell him?
Just in case that old canned goods.
Congratulations to the generous Americans who have made it possible for our boys far away from the comforts of home in Africa and Guadalcanal to have a large quantity of our cigarettes, which bear the Union label, donated to them free by the Carpenters District Council of Washington, D.C. Also, congratulations to the Teamsters Local number 99 of Miles City, Montana, for their generous gift of our cigarettes to the sailors patrolling the seas. And remember, we'll all be back again next Tuesday at the same time. Red Skelton, Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. Meanwhile, listen to the Tommy Dorsey Show tomorrow night over most of these same stations. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now. Thanks for listening and help the war effort. Plant a victory garden.
Red Skelton is heard on this program through the courtesy of the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. This program has been broadcast to the armed forces overseas.
Coming in from a high-speed trial run, a new Navy boat edges gracefully up to a mooring.
Great work, Skipper. How'd she handle?
Well, I jumped out. Say, you really planned the ship there, mister. Handled beautifully. Made the trip so fast I'm still rocking a bit.
Well, then, try my simmer down prescription, a pipe load of Sir Walter Raleigh.
Why, thanks. I smoke Raleigh myself. Sort of my first mate, you might say. I find it just the thing to help me relax.
Sure does. When I'm working over the drawing board, a couple of puffs of Raleigh just seem to sort of take the pressure off.
Guess a lot of fellas feel the same way.
Right you are, Skipper. So take this tip, all you pipe smokers. Tonight, try Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America. Sir Walter Raleigh.
This program has come to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
It's new. It's amazing. It's Prell. P-R-E-L-L, Prell Shampoo. Yes, Procter & Gamble's new Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Prell brings you The Life of Riley. Prell, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff, leaves hair radiantly lovely, presents The Life of Riley, with William Bendix as Riley. For 10 years, Chester A. Riley has worked for the Stevenson Aircraft Corporation in Los Angeles. And now, at long last, he is about to be rewarded for his industry and loyalty. For 10 long years, Riley has been waiting for this very day.
How much of a bonus are you going to get, Pop?
Let's see now. Tomorrow it'll be 10 years I worked for the company. I get $25 for each year of uninterrupted service. So that's 25 times 10 equals 100. And carry 4.
$250, Pop.
5 and carry 3.
25 times 10 is 250, Daddy.
38 and carry 5.
For heaven's sake, Riley, 250.
3 carry 9 plus 38 minus 7. Multiplied by 7. I got it! $250.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
When do you collect?
Tomorrow?
Let's get a television set, huh, Pop? How about it?
No, nothing to it. No television in this house. I ain't paying $250 so I can get cockeyed.
Well, what this family needs is a car.
Oh, but a television
Now,
set.
wait a minute. It took me 10 years to get this dough. We ain't going to spend it foolishly.
You're absolutely right, Peter.
Well, sure, I got to think of the future.
Oh, you're going to put it in the bank.
No, I'm going to buy a mink.
A mink?
Yeah, you know, one of them little animals that dresses up like women. Yeah, I want to start a mink ranch.
What in the world are you talking about?
Have an income. I read an article about it. There's a fortune in it. You start with only 1 mink. And in a few months, you got 2 minks, and then 4 minks, and then 8 minks.
From 1 mink?
Oh. You mean it's like the bees? Oh, okay, so then we'll get 2 minks, a boy mink and a girl mink. We'll introduce them to each other, and they fall in love and get married, and before you know it, some rich dame on Park Avenue is wearing a mink coat, and we got $5,000 in the bank.
Now, don't be ridiculous, Riley. The minute you get that money tomorrow, it goes into the bank, and it stays there.
Now, just a minute, Peg. Who worked 10 years to get that dough, you or me?
You?
When I get that check, who's it going to be made out to, you or me?
You?
And who's the head of the house around here, you or me?
You.
So who's going to decide what to be done with this money, you or me?
Me.
Well, that's logical.
It's time we had a little reserve in the bank.
What for?
Well, suppose you lose your job.
Me? Lose my job? Be silly. I'm setting that job for life. Why, Mr. Stevenson would never fire me. Only today he said to me, Riley, I've been watching you for 10 years, and believe me, you're not going anyplace. Yes, sir, I'm set for life.
Well, anything can happen.
No, not to me. Why, Stevenson Aircraft couldn't get along without me.
Oh, you think so?
I know so. You don't understand, Peg. I may not have a classy office with a fancy title, but they couldn't do without me for 1 minute. Because the plant operates like a big machine. And a machine may have hundreds of parts. But if one little nut is missing, it goes to pieces. And at Stevenson Aircraft, I am that nut. Hi, Gillis. Hey, come on, coming to lunch?
Oh, Riley, I'm in trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah, what's up, Gillis?
Riley, the waste has happened.
What, Gillis? What? Did your wife leave you?
I said the waste, not the best.
Well, what happened?
I'm going to get fired.
Fired? Why?
You know that new machine they just got?
The one with the magno-heterodyne electrodynamic gravitator with the bicyclonic supercharger?
Yeah. I smashed it.
How?
I tried to open a bottle of Coca-Cola with it.
Oh, Gillis, does the boss know about
Oh,
this?
yeah. Stevens is looking for me right now to fire me. I've been avoiding him, but he keeps chasing me all over the plant. Riley, what am I going to do?
No, take it easy, Gillis.
But he'll fire me, sure. What'll I do? No money in the bank. I still owe for the furniture I bought last year.
Now, relax, Gillis.
And I already sold the furniture. And that dough's gone, too. Fired. Believe me, it don't pay, to be honest.
Now, you take it easy, old pal. You won't get fired. Your friend Riley will see to that.
You? Don't kid me, Riley. What can you do?
Well, I'll take the rap for you. I'll say that I done it.
But then you get fired.
Oh, not me. Stevenson would never let me go. You see, this plant operates like a big machine.
I know. You're a nut. But I can't let you take the risk.
There's no risk. Why, Stevenson and me, we're like buddies. He's my buddy.
Yes! I want to talk to you.
Here he is. Now, remember, I done it.
No, Riley. You got a wife and kids,
Oh.
too. I won't let you do it. No, I won't let you. A guy would have to be the lowest thing on earth to let his best pal... No, I won't let you.
Well, Gillis, so here you are.
Riley done it. He smashed the machine. Riley done it.
That's right, Mr. Stevenson. I done it, not Gillis.
All right, Riley. You're fired.
Oh, thanks, boys. You see, Gillis, what I tell you. Can't do it, you boys. Fired? No. Boss, Mr. Stevenson, buddy, wait, come back. What a revolting development this is.
And because of Gillis, you lost your job?
Yeah, fired.
Oh, gee,
Oh,
Pop.
Daddy, that's terrible.
Fired, but I'll have my revenge. Just watch how that whole plant will crumble. Today I'm fired. In a few days, 3,000 men will be out of work.
Oh, but Riley, you didn't do anything. You're going right back and tell Stevenson you didn't do it.
No, I ain't no squealer.
But Riley...
Besides, if he can fire me after 10 years, then I don't want to work for him. I fixed him good when I left. You don't know it, but I took along the only key to the washroom.
Listen to me. If you admitted smashing that machine, he had a right to fire you.
That's right. Take his side. Defend that no-good, hard-hearted monster.
Daddy, why don't you go back and explain?
No, I got my pride. I don't want his job. I'll get another job just like that.
Well, I'm sure you could hold down plenty of jobs, dear, but... Well, suppose you don't get a break. What'll we live on?
Don't get panicky, Peg. We'll manage fine. You're forgetting we got that $250 reserve in the bank.
What, 250?
Well, the bonus that I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I got fired 3 hours before I became eligible. Give me a knife. I want to kill myself.
Riley, control yourself.
Oh, what did I do? What did I do?
Now, don't take it like that, dear. It'll be all right.
We'll starve. All I got to my name is a key to the washroom.
Listen to this. What's the most amazing thing?
Oh, what, Mother?
Well, there's ad here in the paper. This market's got a big sale. And listen, butter, 40 cents a pound. Hamburger, 29 cents a pound. Eggs, 30 cents a dozen. Well, I can't believe it. There must be something wrong.
Well, there certainly is. That newspaper's almost 10 years old.
What? Well, look at the date. Oh, well, for heaven's sake. Where did this come from?
Well, Junior's been collecting old newspapers and selling them, and sometimes he reads the funnies here in the house and leaves the papers around.
I knew it was too good to be true. But for a minute there, I thought I'd figured out a way to live on your father's unemployment insurance. Oh, is that you, Riley?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, any luck, dear?
Nothing. I've been everywhere, Peg. They ain't taking on men. They're laying them off.
Well, what about that man you were supposed to see?
Oh, him. Well, he offered me a job in a laundromat, but I didn't like it.
What kind of job?
Running a crap game for the men who were waiting there. Peg, what'll I do? I don't collect unemployment insurance till the end of the week.
Hi, everybody. Hey, guess what? I made $3 a day helping out at the drugstore.
Oh, that's wonderful, Junior. Did you hear that, Riley?
Yeah, that's very good, Junior. Peg, where's my cigars? I left the box on the piano last night.
Oh, the box was empty, dear. I threw it out.
Oh. Babs, you got a cigar?
I don't smoke, Daddy.
Yeah, I forgot. You sure there's no cigars in the house?
Well, if you're short, Pop, I'll let you have a dime for a few cigars. Here.
Just a minute. Just what do you think you're doing?
Well, you're broke, aren't you? I wanted to give...
You got your nerve. What do you take me for anyway? A bum in the park?
Well, gee, Pop, I
haven't sunk so low that I have to depend on my kids for cigar money.
Now, Riley, Junior didn't mean anything.
I ain't licked yet, you know. I don't take handouts from nobody. I don't care if I never smoke a cigar again.
Well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Leave the room, Junior. And don't come back here till you learn how to behave to your father. Go on, take a long walk. And if you walk past the drugstore, buy me a cigar.
Riley, is that you in the bedroom?
Peg,
Well, what are you doing with that suitcase?
Well, Peg, I'm leaving.
What?
I can't get a job here in Los Angeles. I'm going west to San Francisco. Guy told me there's lots of jobs there.
Why, I won't let you go.
I'll send for you and the kids as soon as I land something, Peg. Now,
Riley, you'll get a job here. It may take a little time, but we'll be all right. I can get a job.
Oh, no. No, it's bad enough the kids are working. What do you think people will say when they find out my wife is working? They'll say I'm one of those kept men that women support for their good looks.
They'll never say that about you. Riley, listen, you're being very foolish about this. You can get your old job back if you'll just go to Mr. Stevenson and...
I told you before I'll never go back to him. I've got my pride.
But you haven't even got the money to go to San Francisco.
Oh, yes, I have. I borrowed $40 from Gillis. And he ain't even charging me interest.
Oh, please, dear. I'll phone your boss.
No, this is final. I have made up my head. I've got to go. My train leaves in an hour.
Hey, what's up?
Where are you going, Daddy?
Your father's going to San Francisco to look for work.
San Francisco?
Pop, what are you going there for?
I haven't got time to explain. Your mother will tell you everything. I got to go now.
Well, we'll go to the station with you, darling.
No, I don't like sad partings. It'll be better if we say goodbye here. Well, goodbye, Junior.
Well, goodbye, Pop.
Look after your mother and your sister. You're a big boy now. You've got responsibilities. You're taking my place as the head of the family. So do everything your mother tells you.
I will, Pop.
Goodbye, Betsy.
Goodbye, Daddy.
Study good and don't stay out late. I don't have to tell you to watch out with the boys. You're a big girl now. I trust you 100%. Junior, write me every week what boys she goes out with. Well, Peg, take care of yourself. Don't work too hard. I'll write you every day, and I'll send for you soon. Won't be long.
All right.
Now, Peg, no tears. You know how I can't stand people who cry. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, why are you all crying? I'm only going to San Francisco. There's nothing to cry about. You should be happy. I'm going away to make a new life for us. I feel like singing. San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger wait outside your door. San
Well, we'll bring you the second act of the life of Riley in a moment. And now we give you the glamour girl of 49.
I'm Tallulah the Tubal Frau, and I've got a little something to tell. Your hair can be radiant, oh so easy. All you gotta do is take me home and squeeze me. I'm Tallulah the Tubal Frau, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine, it'll glow, so dandruff-free. For radiant hair, get a hold of me. Tallulah the Tubal Frau Shampoo.
Yes, folks, for glamorous, lovely hair, it's Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo. Because Prell leaves hair more radiant than any soap shampoo. It can't leave a dulling soap film. And Prell removes embarrassing dandruff in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations proved it. So give your hair that radiant air. Try Prell Shampoo. Before rejoining the Rileys, here's some news for our friends in Texas. The new Life of Riley motion picture opens in 100 Texas theaters starting tomorrow. And the star of the movie, Riley himself, William Bendix, along with other members of the cast, will make personal appearances in 5 theaters. Tomorrow they will be in Fort Worth, Monday in Austin, Tuesday in Houston, Wednesday in San Antonio, and Thursday in Dallas. Yes, sir, this week the great state of Texas is living the Life of Riley. And now back to the Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. And we find Riley en route to San Francisco, determined to make a fresh start in life.
Excuse me, lady. Is this seat taken?
Why, no, it isn't.
It's okay if I sit here?
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, say, that's a cute little baby you got there. Babies are crazy about me.
Oh, dear, he's hungry. Would you mind holding him while I see if I can get him some warm milk from the dining car?
Hold you? Oh, sure. Just give him to me.
Thanks.
There.
Now, you be a good little baby, Lambikins. I won't be long.
No. There. No, don't cry. I know just how you feel. I guess you're leaving home, too, but don't you cry. You be brave like me. It's all for the best. There comes a time in everybody's life when they got to make a change. And I think the time is now. No, don't be a crybaby. You ain't the only one who's got trouble. I feel like crying, too, but I don't let myself. Now, let's try and forget our troubles. We won't think about them. We'll look out the window, huh? You like that? And look at all those pretty billboards. Look at that pretty lady. She's a movie actress, Jean Crane. You see what it says? Now playing Apartment for Peggy. Oh, my little Peggy. No, stop crying. I can't stand crybabies. Now, look, there's another pretty sign. That's an ocean and the beach. Swim and sun in Santa Barbara. Barbara. My little Barbara. Now, stop. If you can't control yourself, I won't let you look out the window. I'll give you one more chance. Look, there's a funny sign. You see the man with the bare feet? Oh, look how big they are. That's funny. That one says, feet burn, use Absorbine Junior. Junior, my little Junior. I can't stand it. I want to go home to my family.
Glendale, next stop, Glendale.
Glendale. I'm getting off here. I can take a streetcar home. Oh, shut up. I got my own troubles. I wonder where that streetcar line is. I've been walking over an hour. Looks like I wound up in some kind of a park. I wonder where I am.
Welcome to Forest Lawn.
It's you.
Yes, it is I indeed, the Undertaker. You look tired, Riley.
You ain't kidding, Digger. I'm ready to drop.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Oh, my feet. Is it okay if I lie down here?
Certainly, but keep your eyes open. Otherwise, you'll miss the beautiful scenery.
What are you doing here, Digger?
Oh, this is where we hold the weekly meeting of the UEPPC.
UEPPC?
Yes, the Undertakers, Embalmers, and Pallbearers Pyramid Club. It's a fascinating game. Every Undertaker brings 2 people. And pretty soon the Undertaker on the top of the list has more people than he can handle. But what are you doing here, Riley? I thought you were bound for San Francisco.
Well, I was, but I got off the train. I just couldn't stand being away from the family.
Oh, yes, I'm the same way. I left my family only once. That was last year when I attended the annual Mortician's Exposition in Tombstone, Arizona. Believe me, there's a dead town. And I was the lonesomest stiff in it.
I'm kind of ashamed to face my family again, Digger.
Nonsense. You've made a wise decision. Los Angeles is your town. Your home.
Yeah, you're right, Digger. It's the greatest town in the world. They can have all of San Francisco. All I want is a little plot of ground right here.
And someday you'll get it. Real estate prices are dropping every day. Now you must hurry back to your miserable family. I'm sure they miss you. I'm leaving now. I'll drive you home.
Oh, well, that's swell of you, Digger. You know, this is the first time I've ever been here in Forest Lawn.
And this will be the first time I ever drove anyone out. Well, come along. We'd better be shoveling off.
Peg! Junior! Peg! I'm home. Nobody home. Oh, they probably went to a movie to cheer themselves up. Oh, I got a great little family. And I'll make it up to them for what they're going through. I'll get a job right here in town. I'll make good for them. Where's today's paper? I'm going to answer every single ad. Where's that paper? Oh, here it is. Now, where's the classified ads? Holy smoke, look at that. Butter, 40 cents a pound. Hamburger, 29 cents a pound. Oh. Wait till I get a hold of Peg and show her this. Trying to tell me that prices are so high she can get more dough out of me. I have to get up pretty early in the morning to fool Chester Raliegh. Where's those ads? Oh, look at the size of that headline. These papers. They take the least little thing, make a big sensation out of it. Japs attack Pearl Harbor. Where are those ads with... Japs attack Pearl Harbor? Again? That's MacArthur. What's he doing over there in Tokyo anyway, playing mahjong? I've got to report to the plant right away. This is no time for foolish pride. My country comes first.
You say he went to San Francisco, Mrs. Riley?
Oh, yes, Mr. Stevenson, this afternoon, but I thought if you wrote to him, he'd come back. After all, he didn't really break that machine.
Well, don't worry, Mrs. Riley. I'll get him back here.
And please, don't tell him that I came to see you.
Mr. Stevenson.
Riley, what are you doing here?
I got off the train, and lucky I did. Stevenson, I'm willing to take my job back. This is no time for personal pride. Duty comes first. And at a time like this, we both... Put out that light. What? Put it out, I say. Don't you civilians ever learn nothing? He's drunk. I'll overlook that crack, Stevenson, because this thing is bigger than both of us. We've fought it through together once, and we can do it again. And like before, I'm taking my position in the front lines. The man behind the gun.
Really?
We're all in this together now. We gotta work. Save fat. Save gas. Is this trip necessary? Lucky Strike Green has gone to war.
What are you raving about?
Don't you know there's a war going on? Isolationists? What war? Japan has done it again.
Wait a minute. We're at war with Japan?
Don't you read the papers? Of course we're at war. Since when? Since then. Here, look. December the 7th, 1941. They not only picked the same date, they picked the same year. Darn clever, those Japanese. Wait a minute. December 7th, 1940. Ooh, I take back what I said. I don't want to work for you, Stevenson. I got my pride, you know.
Oh, come now, Riley. As long as you didn't go to San
No,
Francisco.
sir, I ain't going to work for you. The only time I'll ever work for you, Stevenson, is when the enemy attacks.
Chester A. Riley.
The enemy is attacking. I report for duty.
Riley's will return in just a moment. When you want your hair to look its radiant best, does dulling film and unsightly dandruff spoil its appearance? Then it's Prel for You, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo. Because Prel removes embarrassing dandruff in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations proved it. And Prel leaves hair more radiant than any soap shampoo. Radiantly soft, radiantly smooth. As Tallulah says,
I'm Tallulah, the tube of Prel, and I'll make your hair look swell. It'll shine, it'll glow, so dandruff-free. For radiant hair, get a hold of me. Tallulah, the tube of Prel shampoo.
You should have seen your father, children. Save fat, save gas. Oh, Daddy, you're a screw.
All right. That's enough. Cut it out. Anybody can make a mistake. You got no right laughing at me. Have a little respect. I got my job back, you know.
Thanks to me.
No, I ain't a bum anymore. I got dough in my pocket.
Oh, that's right. You got paid today.
You bet I did. I got it right here. 10, 15, 20, 40, 50, 55, 59 cents. Oh, it's good to feel money in your hands again.
Well, you hand over $35 right away. It goes toward the rent.
Oh, okay, here you are. That leaves me $24.10.
Oh, Daddy, I just got to have $8 for school books. I've got to buy them or else...
Okay. Here you are, $8. That still leaves $16.10.
Well, I need $10 to pay Green Spreckles Grocery. They gave us credit,
Okay, here.
And we got our final notice from the phone company, $6, and we've just got to pay.
Okay, here. Well, at least I got 10 cents left.
Oh, Pop, you owe me that for the 3 cigars I bought you.
Hallelujah, I'm a bum again.
Procter & Gamble invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. The hilarious new Life of Riley motion picture is now showing in Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and opens tomorrow in Boston, Fort Worth, and many other cities throughout Texas, Washington, and Oregon. The script is by Reuben Shipp, Alan Lipscott, and Dick Powell. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker. And remember, you can still get a lovely rainproof rain scarf from Prell. Simply send your name and address with 25 cents and any size Prell carton to Prell, Cincinnati, Ohio. Be sure to state your color choice, rose, blue, green, or yellow. Remember, that's Prell, Cincinnati, Ohio. This offer good in the United States only.
Hi-ho, Ivory Snow. Wash your dishes with Ivory Snow. It's safe for hands and speedy, too. Lovely hands mean a lovely you. Hi-ho, safe in snow. Wash your dishes in Ivory Snow.
Let your hands tell you why Ivory Snow is so wonderful for dishwashing. Wash your dishes with Ivory Snow as millions do. When you see how Ivory Snow pampers your hands, you'll know it's ideal. It's Ivory Mild, Ivory Pure. And remember, it's granulated for speed. No soap made is faster for dishes or kinder to hands than Ivory Snow. The only soap, both Ivory Mild and granulated for efficiency. Yes, for speedier dishwashing, for snow-white hands, try wonderful Ivory Snow.
And this is Ken Niles reminding you to listen again next Friday when Procter & Gamble bring you a full hour of entertainment. First, Red Skelton, and then The Life of Riley. Good night.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.